好，我们今天来看到是 N4C 的4强赛，我把它放到旁边去。那现在这场比赛呢是 VortiX 对上 Beastyqt。下面这边是他们的简历哦，分别是 Steel Series 的第2名，然后 LE4 Pro Legend 的赢家，因为他们那一队太鬼了，这个我们台湾队也输给他们。哦，第4名，目前天梯排名，然后旁边这个是 VortiX。啊 d i m u s i 不对 d i m u s i 后来被 VortiX 淘汰了。VortiX 本身有多种 RTS 的游戏经验，然后这边有没有？他这边附注了 d i m u s i 被4-1，然后被 VortiX 打下去。好，这边是 Beasty。Beasty 呢曾经在小组赛以3-1的比分打赢 VortiX。然后 Beasty 本身也是一个职业的 YouTuber， 然后是 N4C 瑞士制目前排第2名，就是整个8个人瑞士制打下来之后，他的积分是排第2名的。唯一一个没有对到 Lucifano 跟 Viper 的玩家，Beasty 在瑞士制的赛程中唯一一个没有对到 Lucifano 跟 Viper， 然后后来 Lucifano 跟 Viper 呢在瑞士制都被淘汰了。比赛都是1v1吗？这一个赛程的比赛都是1v1。然后大家可以先压了，是 Beasty 会赢呢，还是 VortiX 会赢？我把这个压的点数去放在那个 Twitch 好了，我开一下。开个赌盘。
And we're bringing you the very first semifinal from N4C $100,000 Age of Empires LAN event. We've got a Holy Roman Empire mirror on Hillendale.
And professional YouTuber, I just found it too funny. I was trying to come up with facts. I looked at his Twitter, and they had said professional YouTuber, and I just copy pasted it in his profile.
It sounds like one of those things, you know, you get invited to.
你们如果想赌的话，我们可以先赌。你们有看到赛事的话，这样不能先赌我们看完这2场再赌好了。我们一场一场赌，好不好？
Therefore, we have Beastyqt here in the red trunks in an HR mirror. We obviously see the prelate. We see the
不然你们已经有人先看到结果。
plays with only one, and this is the moment where we want to take a look at relics.
第一场是高山深谷。
And 2 in the kind of center, not a single relic at the bottom.
选择是神罗内战。
Yeah, and these relics are actually super even.
那神罗内战很大的机会都要看两边的乙级抢的怎么样。
Try to look at how he needs to exit.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the one in the middle. I'd say that's the closest one, considering.
那这边应该是镜像开局哦，就是两边都是教堂升级。教长的数量呢一模一样，比较特别的是 VortiX 这边多产了一只斥候。
Should give us some good ones.
You talk to the players out there, and they're like, he's always talking. He's always making, like Marine Lord said, the sound of his keyboard scraping, because he's just moving his keyboard constantly in the game room, trying to figure out the optimal position.
I actually just recorded a video with Mr.
How he puts
and how he puts coins under it, and how he has a paper that measures the distance. We will show that one tomorrow.
All right, so let's take a look at the sheep numbers here. I think there was a lot of sheep following VortiX, and I believe he should have more under his town center. He's got 11 there, and then we can look over at Beasty's side.
好，看起来目前想说先用斥候先骚扰一下，但我觉得应该是骚扰不到东西哦，你可以带去拉教长去帮忙补血。教堂快盖好了，这个是地标，上时代2的地标。
So the chapel is within range of, I believe it hits the gold a little. No, it doesn't hit the gold. Okay, so it hits the town center, hits the woodline, and hits the deer as well. Scouts providing a little bit of harassment there from VortiX on Beasty's gold, but he pulled away those weak villagers, and he will simply send a few more out to the gold. Is he going for any opening, any military opening here? Is there any buildings behind his town center maybe?
For now, it's a bit of harassment with the scout. Town center won't shoot another time. Wow, gets away with 5.
我个人是目前比较看好 VortiX， 但是 Beasty 的实力还是比较强啦，所以 Beasty 也是有高几率直接4-1或是4-2的比数拿下来。Beasty 的心跳一直都很低哦 ，VortiX 的心跳一直都蛮快的。两边的农呢，差不多，Beasty 小赢1村。
I think he's scared of, or he just wants to drive the scouts away, or he's scared of horsemen. Maybe he's not actively scouting. Yeah, his scout is in the corner there.
好，现在是 Beasty 这边，红色的 Beasty 被斥候闹了一下，之后出了一只戳，长枪兵来反制对方的斥候，不要太嚣张。 两边踩的资源都是要准备上10-3哦，所以就看谁先上10-3，把地标放上去之后开始抢圣物、抢遗迹。
Spearman still chasing the scout on that side, and both players building up enough resources to go to that third age. It looks like VortiX is going to be a little bit ahead. Remember, BC invested into those Spearmen, so setting him back potentially a little bit. VortiX not investing into any archers. Maybe the archery range was a debate.
Feels really weird though, because scout on the field, especially like double scout, you can always get the idea like, is my opponent going for it? Maybe. Okay, now we see the double scout, and now we can compare both POVs here. Look at, although we don't have a lot of fight, the keyboards are burning.
Lots of clicks early on. We see VortiX already heading out for that relic. He's going to wait.
部分是现在也在看 N4C
against that wolf. The Regnus Cathedral is on the way up, and Beasty has scouted another prelate with his scout, so he's going to be attacking that, pushing him away a little bit. VortiX is still sending out more prelates. He's waiting for that age 3 to come in, and then he can pick up the relics and bring them back home to the Regnets. 3 relics against 2 feels so good in this matchup. Like, it's all about that relic count.
Absolutely, 3 against 2. It feels like it's over. 740-ish cast ledge timing here by VortiX. Pretty damn clean, but first prelate under quite some pressure. Now the question: do we send another one out? Seems like it.
好，这边上10-3了。我们来看一下，他刚刚是切个别视角，然后现在把它切回来。这边好像还是会挡到。好，我们来看一下哦，这边图会有写这边遗迹目前持有数量。目前 VortiX 优势，蓝方 VortiX 优势，这边抢了4个遗迹了。这边 Beasty 一个遗迹都没抢到啊，抢了1个。两边都已经上到10-3了，所以变成遗迹争夺战。VortiX 先拉了城墙 ，VortiX 这边遗迹比较多，乌噜噜，没有招到，要被反推了，要被反戳。
So I think it's been swapped though, because that relic it doesn't really work. Overlay guy scratching his head as well. So 3 now the count for VortiX.
好，这边把墙拉起来，然后再偷拿遗迹，遗迹又被搬走了。目前是3个遗迹比2个遗迹，红色方目前落后。哦，这个 Beasty 的校长还被狼追啊！
Look at VortiX food. Look at VortiX gold. He will imp this one pretty soon. Archers are really good at defending this area, and then if we get printer, it's pretty crazy advantage. Now Beastyqt tries to force some reaction.
哇，这边资源爆多 ，VortiX 这边是要上帝王了，什么兵都没产，产了2只弓，肉金爆表。
1300 food for VortiX, and the army numbers there for BC, they don't seem like they're enough to punish this. There's prelates behind for VortiX, healing up all the units. He was repairing the gate with some villagers there, no potential.
所以是3遗迹比2遗迹。这边点上10-4上帝王。
Having archers out, extra prelates as well. Now on the way to imp, obviously the markets helped quite a bit there, but certainly a really good opening. Beastyqt will advance to imp pretty soon as well though.
Yeah, so similar imp timing.
这边红方的 Beasty 先去抢圣地，圣地也可以有那个黄金进账。好，这边也升上了帝王，两边盖的都是王宫。这个王宫的产村民的速度非常快。
He's getting all the sacred sites. Soon, look at that. Now controls 2 sacred sites, only 100 gold down per minute. Soon he will get the 3rd one, and then it's even.
我这边盖了2层的幕墙，啊，上到10-4了。目前红方稍微有点优势。哦，不过这边蓝方也跟上，两边都上了10-4，但是 VortiX 这边的金是比较多的。 好，这边 Beasty 有高可能性靠圣地抢占来结束这场游戏吗？ VortiX 一直被逼在家里哦，场上的兵并不多。时间到了12分钟，游戏才刚开始。
Villagers and of course military units. Sacred sites have been captured. We've got a 9-minute and 45-second timer. This game is going to go the distance, I think, Nilly.
Ooh, let's see. Well, 9:40 certainly.
这边开始盖大学，要把科技点满。
We have to go for army. It's very likely that VortiX will reset at least one of them. And look at VortiX heart rate stabilized. We went up crazy high when we had to contest those relics. Now everything slowed down a bit. -30.
It feels like all the players just need maybe 5 minutes to get into the flow of the game, right? They're sitting there for so long, they can practice on their computers a little bit, warm up, but it's not the same as getting into a tournament game. It's not the same vibe, and as soon as you're into the first one, that's when you just kind of need to Make sure you don't screw up anything major, and then reset yourself after the third age comes in.
Speaking of resetting, Sacred Titan in the center now under VortiX control any second. And
好，这边再把那个圣地先抢回来，不然对方
Diversity there.
要是给他倒数赢了就不好了。
More HP for all his infantry.
Also contesting Sacred Site, so he's taking away that one Sacred Site in the middle.
好，
and
目
he's
前
taking
场
away
上的
Sacred Site
军
in the top
队
left
数
and
量
again,
，VortiX 稍微
Vortex.
多一
We've seen the
点
current
点。
number of military units
然后
on
这边
board
换成
for
Beastyqt
N4C
开始围抢，
for Beasty. He's also got some
两边都
relics
很
there.
有
He's
意识
got
的去
one
堵窄
cavalry
口，
unit there, and then
然后
for
拖延到
Vortex,
大
it's
后期，要把所有的军事单位
Now that's
数值都先往上提升。
So he will just rough his
目前的进度看起来
Beasty, look at the stone
，Beasty 这边有手推车，
for forward. Keep your
然后继续升种田的科技，然后 VortiX 这边只是先选择升近战一攻，中间决定插堡垒了。我们应该说叫大型箭塔，大型箭塔，中间大型箭塔插起来，然后盖模仿可以中间吃果树，不用这么早种田。春树的话，目前是 Beasty 稍微优势，春比较多，但是遗迹少一个。
both going for the same units who gets the advantage most of the time in this matchup. It's the one that transitions to siege earlier.
How many siege to military? Like, what's the ratio that you need?
I don't think we don't need more than 2 onagers or 2 mangonels if the opponent doesn't have any siege. Most of the time,
再要看两边进度谁攀的比较快了。
4 mangonels, then some bombards.
这边 VortiX 同时开多个科技，
More than 10 siege units and 50 Landsknecht looks like a good number.
Okay. And then it's all about controlling sacred sites?
It's all about getting the big mangonel shots in, right? Landsknecht heavy when it comes to damage output, but they only have
好，
100
中间的圣地一直被轮流抢来抢去哦，一下变红，一下变蓝。
Neither player has even thought.
俗话说得好，红蓝自古出 CP 哦，两个就是一直变来变去，可攻可受。
Beasty even adding stone
两
walls.
边开始哦，红色的 Beasty 很夸张，直接围了10强。
It was an involuntary reaction.
直接把
I
中间
urge
当自己
everyone else
家
to do the same because we're in for one right now.
Order yourself some HelloFresh, order yourself some nice
两
meals,
边
it's
都
safe
拿这个
back.
国土用
This
普
could
互
be
砍
a long game indeed.
大砍刀。
It feels like a long game.
我之后觉得
So
哦，
much
出
fast
日
forward.
本的
It seems
文
only
明
so
有可能会长得跟这个
Well, that shows the speed of
德国的这个
the
国土
swap.
用
You
谱
can
很
gain
像
from。the relics. You don't need any villagers on gold. You can put them on other resources, which means you get that Palace of Swabia sooner, which means you
拿
start
大
getting
大
villagers
砍刀
up
这样
17
砍来砍
minutes
去
into a game, and both players have over 100 villagers.
Pretty solid production. Beastyqt still behind in the HP upgrade. But now solid numbers. Now pulls up and look at that. First Covering on the field. An Imperial siege unit that is great at countering other siege units.
Yeah, and there's another keep forward. As we see Siege now coming forward from VortiX. Spearman actually doing really good damage against that Landsknecht.
Yeah, we still don't
Always
have the full
surprises
HP upgrade. Yeah, Landsknecht mainly work in big
然后
groups.
两边互盖大型箭塔，
Engagement over there in the north. It looks like BC has also captured the sacred site in the south, and the keep is under fire. I didn't see any villagers
哦
nearby.
这么
to
多
repair
栋
that.
开
Maybe
始
there's
同时
one
产
guy,
这个
and he seems a little bit lost. He's also a
国
little
土
bit
用谱
wounded, so maybe
两边都
BC is gonna
拿
find their
砍刀
way
互
to
砍。
keep near that sacred site in the
哦
south.
这边 VortiX 科技攀的比较快，
This one, but no military
三个近战加3全部点满，然后再来点近防。这边 Beasty 的速度有点落后啊，
Keep it alive. It's so weak, and it goes down. Keep
Wow.
saves it at the end. Culver
可
getting
是
that
这
first
边
shot in there, and I think he's gonna be able to
红
keep
色
this position
Beasty 这
alive.
边前面
There goes the
的
Landsknecht, and they're gonna try and
大
get
型箭塔好像
into
守不住
VorTX's economy, and if he can get in
赶
there
快
without
找村民
VorTX
来
noticing,
修
he can start harassing
侧边
the
这
Ring of VorTX,
边
of course. He's gonna
想
notice
要
this right away.
直接打进去蓝色家，但是我觉得 VorTX 不会让他得逞。
So much easier to wall
这
there.
边
It
烧
will
墙
be
还有一
later
点
on
时
if you
间
want to, and
Beasty 守的
just
不
gonna
错
be because those Landsknecht will continue being a
但是
threat and
VorTX 这
Feels like
边
BC was on stone
看
ground
起来
so
资源没有
much
消
faster
耗
than
的
VorTX, and thinking about those stone- another one
消
more
耗的
behind
不
this.
够
I guess he's
快
got the Landsknecht coming from behind, so he's trying to trap him there. This could
哦
be an
两边
opportunity
多
for
线
BC
开
on
战
some，
看
VorTX
不太
is
出来
also
目前
that
哪一
way
边
back
占比较
trying
多
to
优
stop
势
trying
啊
to take this.
我
I
觉得
think
这边
there's an
就算
opportunity for BC to push in the middle.
Beasty 推进去，对 VorTX 的影响也不大。
moving with everything, and BC now tries to find another angle. Not the most important skirmish. The big question will be how siege control is going to look like. Both players now mainly going for coverings, getting better range and getting the first shots in will help you so
我们
much.
可以看一下排程哦，
VorTX set up
目前
on
排
the
程
key position. More Culver
VorTX 这边排了非常多国土用谱，然后跟他的
The overlay at the top, we have 4 indeed
火炮。
against only 1 from VorTX. Man at arms now being added by BC as well. The
哦
Beast
这边
Qyt
总算把这
has
个
age man at arms as
大型
well.
箭塔修好了，两边
Chemistry
一
now
直用
wants
国
to
土用
go
谱
depth
互
on
砍。
for his gunpowder siege.
I really like the micro with these Landsknecht. They're trying to engage with just 2 units against 4 to get the full effect of that splash
Look at
damage.
that-
And look at this wall.
That was Beastyqt's
哦，投石车
cancelled now, but that
哦
was，
直接
ambitious.
砸在村民身上。
Yes, indeed. And BC is up to 140 villagers. VorTX sitting at 112. So we see a little bit of a difference here. I think BC is trying to make up for the lack of that extra relic.
Yeah, you can make an argument for this being too many villages though. 139, still some more in production there as we saw. And then 139 hits. You only have 61 military, and different units take different pop space. Those bombards, those coverings.
哦，城主宫殿，
More
可以产5只单位的，然后教堂是放圣物。时代4的话呢，它有一个斯瓦比亚宫殿，可以快速产出加75%，成本减75%。我这边继续盖10墙。
Beasty says, okay, if you're going to wall yourself in, I tell you what, I'm going to wall you in too. And Beasty goes for a forward wall there, a little bit ambitious, has lost all the villagers, will need to send some more forward, but I don't think VortiX is going to let this happen. He's still got those mangonels set up there. He looks like he's set up to play the long game. And as we know from Beasty, he's...
我们来看一下神罗的特殊兵种，叫国土拥仆，它叫国士拥仆啊，国士拥仆。火炬加成对工程器加10，可造成范围伤害。神圣罗马专用的步兵，但是它是轻步兵。注意哦，它是轻步兵，它不是重装步兵。虽然看起来很重，但它是轻步兵。然后工程器的部分呢，这边一个拆一个硬烧，那个村民还在动。好，这个叫一个叫火炮，一个叫加农炮，所以这个圆的这个叫火炮，然后这个扁的这一个。扁的这个叫长重炮，这个是长重炮。加农炮呢是法国独有的，然后火炮则是只有法国没有。我们看一下场上有的东西哦，这个是长重炮，然后投石车，配上这个加农炮，不对，火炮，还是念错，火炮。好，这边则是长重，有7台长重，太扯了。目前人口数呢 ，Beasty 领先 ，VortiX GG 了。我们来看一下最后 GG 的几秒。中间这边开战 ，VortiX 其实科技都盘的差不多，可是这边全死了，前面的国士拥仆全死了。Beasty 这边的操作太鬼了，其实 Beasty 的科技是落后的，中间全倒被7台长重推死，太扯了。中间这一波会战直接全部炸倒。太扯了。我们马上来看后面这一场。好，时间往后跳，这一场是法国对上英国。这样就是典型的干燥阿拉伯。法国传统的这个骑士叫什么？骑士学校。然后对上 Beasty 这边。好，差不多快盖好了。来复习一下英国的特有奇观。英国时代2列王修道院跟议会厅这个议会厅盖好之后就可以产长弓兵了。然后法国这一个是人称，我们要把它全称记熟。法国时代2骑兵学校，这边开了2边的操作。为啥心跳只有72？我也不知道，还有60级的。VortiX 的视角 ，VortiX 法国操作非常快。他切过去之后就他都知道说他现在在做哪里，在控哪里。那画面是一直晃的。其实如果你要成为高端的世纪帝国的选手，你有个前提就是你不能晕车。 就是瞬间的操作，每秒能够判断的时间就是很短。好，这边英国决定要塔攻 ，Beasty 打算打出这个英国的优势，强压法国，但是法国金马只要出来，我觉得金马配小攻，英国不好打。这边先下了这个巨马，但是应该是挡不住了，只能减掉那个冲锋的伤害。哦，撞到了。这边拉墙，很聪明哦。这边可以防止对方的马直接打一波压进来，而且可以同样限缩对方的进攻路线。蛮聪明的选择，而且顺便插一座塔。Beasty 相当的聪明 ，VortiX 这边可能会有点绑手绑脚的了，因为他没有出太多的金马。
Look at the resources by VortiX. So much on the limit there. Now floating some food because he doesn't have enough wood to queue up more horsemen. Would be surprised if he goes for one now. Pretty crazy good macro from both of them.
Speaking of floating food, there's a floating food smell that is making its way over to my nose now. It's like every single time I start into a set. Maybe I should always do the second set of the day.
哇 ，Beasty 很凶，一路插塔。
And there's another outpost there from Beasty, and this time it's on the gold in the wood, but you can see the threat in going for the outpost too far forward. He's going to have to back up a little bit. VortiX will continue bringing these archers forward, bringing them back when the longbows engage, and maybe have a chance to pick the villagers. He got both of them.
哦，春拳点掉了。英国的 Beasty 有点亏啊，这边前面春死掉了，没有办法继续插塔。
Like it clearly wasn't really going to work in that location.
Was he maybe that distracted with the horsemen that were over there? He got some good hits in, but obviously those two villagers so valuable at the front.
Okay, so Beasty now adding his farming eco behind, but the horsemen are looping around.
被长重炮的营卫压垮。
Into the woodline from Beasty, another villager goes down. VortiX 33 villagers, Beasty 26.
退学聊天室我会看比较慢一点，大概会隔几分钟才看一下。好，这边继续慢慢拉射。看起来目前的操作 ，VortiX 兵比较多，而且这边为了怕对方有马，所以长枪兵做不到太多的事情。VortiX 这边农很多哎。 蛮偷的，24只小弓，然后竟然有37农。VortiX 这边经济真的不错，这样滚雪球下去，我觉得 Beasty 不太妙。VortiX 这边经济太好了。
And it looks like Beasty wants to switch up his angle of attack over towards that gold of VortiX. We got the blacksmith in the back from him, and we have upgrades coming in.
好，开始升进防，进攻，然后远防，还有远距攻击。那如果点进攻的话，是要帮骑手夹吗？因为他都是没出金嘛，没有出太多金嘛。这边都骑手吧？ 看那个图案应该是骑手。
He's going for more horsemen at home, I believe, and he's also adding in more archers at home. So he feels pretty confident in the defense. And BC hasn't seen anything to let him know that the army is leaving. So this army is going to show up at BC's woodline. He's not going to have enough time to pull back. So I think he's going to have to push forward. But how does BC defend this?
好，这边压进来，骑手压进来，没有抓到村民，对啊。而且英国那个 TC 它是有双倍攻的，看能杀到几村就杀几村。 Beasty 这一场经济很差。然后这边也没有压到什么东西。
No way of contesting that army. Now it feels like Beastyqt has to do major work with this one single force. VortiX, is he going for the counter attack? Will he stay at the front?
这边长弓压进来，看能点到几支兵哦。我觉得这一场 Beasty 走远了，村数已经2倍的差距了。 这个村民，呀，太多了，呀，村民逛街 ，VortiX， 这在嘲讽吧？这个绝对是嘲讽，这个绝对嘲讽。那个村民拿火把要去哪里？他全部拿去烧塔，太扯了，太猛了！这个 VortiX 太羞辱了。村民一直跑来跑去，我就算村民一直跑来跑去，还是赢你了。好，这边 VortiX 这边家里村民跑来跑去，然后工兵也把对方的家里的村射烂了，射到只剩13楼。村民又干嘛？又走起来了。哦，采果树，采果树，可以。睡觉了，晚安，晚安。哇 ，Beasty 这一场追不回来了。
Going for the landmark. Well, Archer losses. I think Beastyqt's KD in the last like 3 minutes might have been like 10, 12 kills and only lost 3-4 villagers as well. And look at the income from VortiX. It's simply not there. It's simply not there. BC is now chasing that army over on the right-hand side. Villager
又拉村民去烧塔，太狂了。
Attacking the outpost from Beasty. Beasty knows VortiX is not feeling comfortable, but he's got to keep looking at his eco and thinking like, what is going on? And that's how I got so many kills as well. Yep. This is madness, Dave. Is there a chance?
还是 Beasty 觉得他现在很赚，你的村民都在烧塔。
Do we have campfire? Can Beastyqt heal up all this long movement? Now gets closer to this tower. I don't think VortiX actually wants to take this fight. Where are the horsemen?
因为你要注意哦，现在的科技是 VortiX 领先的，然后他的工兵数量也没有输太多。那现在有个问题就是 VortiX 现在没有肉，没有肉，尴尬。他只要出去采肉，哦，就都很危险，会被场攻射。这个果树区一定要守住，短时间只能靠这一块肉区。
This is madness. This is absolutely crazy. Now goes for more Longbowmen, and Beastyqt, he's down to 13 military, so he was reproducing. Still some spearmen at home. Longbowmen will fall, but the tower is doing some fine damage. Tower is doing good damage, but the archers really using the speed.
这边 Beasty 快没有小攻了，他的长攻快死光了。
We took villagers out of the queue to not block the spots there, so he will keep on producing, but he's not producing faster than he's losing them. Yeah, Beasty will now garrison those in the tower. This is spot for knights. He has food and gold. It definitely is. I think it definitely is.
前面刚刚那一波骚扰。效果很好，然后现在变成 VortiX 有点，刚刚村很多，但是现在村那么多，却都不能做事，又要拆塔。哇 ，Beasty 也是蛮猛的，这种情况还可以慢慢的把经济追回来。看起来插塔插的位置都插在点上。
And look at that wood line, so ugly, empty, and he lost all the food that he had in the hand of those villagers, right? They all had.
然后这张图的树怎么感觉好像有点少？
Okay, I think BC needs more villagers forward because that's where he was finding his success there. He's got 24 villagers, hasn't been hit in a while, 9 military for both players, and both of them are going to try and settle this down.
Siege what? Siege engineers?
What?
He's trying to go for rams. He has no one income.
他点了这个步兵可以造工程器的科技了，是不是要盖冲车？他不想再用村民去踩。
Yeah, that's so important, and then he can make stuff happen. Zero food income right now.
Yeah, he's going to try and clear up those outposts forward. More longbows coming in from Beasty, and now he's going to be kicked off gold. And once again, we've got a large group of villagers running for safety, the dubious safety of a woodline, and he's chosen to go for the messy game strat, which is the safety.
的村民都在闲置啊，虽然 VortiX 村比较多，但是都在闲置。哦，没有，回去工作了。目前两边都开始断资源了，所以开始要种田。Beasty 种田好像稍微早一点点，而且它种田的成本比较低，所以肉的进账目前是稳定的。你可以看到 VortiX 这边的进账哦，每分钟只有15肉。完蛋 ，VortiX 这边很不妙。哦，这边又抓到村民了。
Horseman for Beastyqt, and it's exclusively archers, as you can see. One scout, and VortiX even scout for quite some
哦，
time.
这边英国种
This
田，
will be brilliant for our Serbian.
Yep. And we know
肉是
BC
不缺啦，
is
但
on
是
this
木
road
头
of
快被他
food
采完
those
了。
villagers. He's got the English farms,
家里的
7 on
牧区快
birds.
干。
He's going to be able to sustain that horseman production. 5 in the queue. Okay. He's got multiple
哇
on the
塞
field now. He's losing
本
his
来以为
archers.
法国会
He's
出
back
重
home his
马
archers.
去
Out of
去
position
撵，
now, so maybe
就
opportunities
没有
for
想到
damage. I wonder if VortiX went back
竟然
to
是
that
出
once
工
again.
兵对射哎，
Feels like it, right?
Oh,
This someone
这个战局的变化真的是意想不到。
Horsemen are coming over. Something we didn't mention.
反而是英国这边 Beasty 出了骑手，
Way better for VortiX there as well. Got 3 of them at the top. So if we fight even armies, obviously better for VortiX in that regard.
Yeah, VortiX has the archers very
哦
exposed.
对到骑手了，
BC still
哎
without
不
the
妙
armor.
不
That's a
妙
decent amount of archers, but the horsemen are
，Vortex 这
doing
边很
pretty
不
good
妙，
damage here as BC runs in and snipes a
这一
couple units
团
immediately.
这一团小工要死光了。
VortiX there for BC. Very stable economy.
Triple stable?
I
I think so,
it
right?
was.
Now we
Yeah.
see some knights from our French player as well, and indeed,
这个骑手出来的时机点太好，
landmark there, so more archers coming over. Horsemen
Armor
being
coming
pushed
in
away.
now from BC.
Okay, desperately needed against all those archers, but won't really help him once we get lots of knights. And now the horsemen are going in for the raid, and some of those witches are low from earlier.
Yeah, what's the HP on those villagers right there? Oh, he
哦
finds
又
one
被抓
right away, and
这边又
we'll
被
probably
抓，
find a second one here, even a third potentially. Lots of low HP villagers there. 51 villagers for VortiX,
哦
35
有金
villagers
马，
for Beastyqt. He was at 13 in this game.
哦现在肉的进账稍微稳定一点点，但是还是输给种田的英国。
And before that 9.
Yeah.
And
Saturday.
before that 8.
This is why we
before
don't
that
cast
7.
Listen, all right, more horsemen coming in.
And before that 6.
We are in I'll forgive you, we're in Germany. Horseman now coming in against the archers. He has the range upgrade. Ram gets canceled, and those horsemen are very, very
哦
exposed.
这边
over
又
here.
被
There's
骑
just
手
one
包围哦。
knight that is chasing the other group of horsemen over there. Second knight follow up.
Beasty
Maybe BC needs to consider
这个
going back,
转
but
兵
he's
好
chasing the
像
villagers again with his horsemen.
没办法处理吗？哦有村民跑走了，这边开始出重马来抗伤害，金有点爆多诶，这是合理的吗？
More spearmen. I just assumed that
目前军事单位 Vortex 领先，人口数也是领
horsemen
先。
raiding in the back there. Is there Okay,
啊
is
这
there
边又被
a
骑手
time
干
in
扰
which this game stabilizes and we go super
哦
raid?
开始造冲车，这边冲车造起来，应该有机会可以直接推。
So much wild economy that you're always rewarded if you continue building army. But yeah, right now it feels like VortiX knows how open he is, plays a bit more defensively. If he manages to keep on defending, tries to clear up those towers, and Beastyqt is okay, I maybe need to shift the gear and go a bit slower, then we could go into the long game here.
I think BC just needs to prioritize keeping that tower up on that woodline.
开始造金
VortiX
马
has
跟
control of that woodline.
长枪兵，
Group his economy together
然
once
后
again, and he'll be safe against these
Beasty
raids.
这
Also
边
picking
则
up
是
points in the
出
queue, has another one in the queue, has 4 on the field now.
骑手
Still
跟长
spamming
枪兵，
horsemen, and he's got 13 horsemen. He sees the ram, and he's going to be able to take out this ram for free.
Oh, Spearman out of position.
啊
trying to
这个
push it. Let's
冲
see
车
if
是要
we can
倒
find
了，
some
这个
rebound.
Rain 要
They're
倒了
doing too much, and now the next ram is coming in. Beastyqt buying himself some time now, jumps into the tower. I'm not even sure if that's too clever.
他竟然还升级了那个
Yeah, he's
哨
got
战的
ram coming in. Spearmen guarding the archers
科技
once again. The knights are ready to
可以
collapse on this Beasty
造成更
upgrade.
高的伤
Anywhere
害。
with his horsemen fully focused on this again. It brings more longbowmen across and spearmen too. So those will help against his army. Army numbers right now 32 for VortiX, 25 only for Beastyqt.
Oh, look at that. Now the Spearmen are coming in. Only 2 archers.
这边骑手撞重马，这边戳戳又跟上来，看起来开战 Vortex 还是很有力。
Right here, he's pushing BC back.
More spearmen coming across the field, but running into the
重马
archers.
坦克在挡着
There
哦
looks，like one horseman trying to get in some counter.
骑手没有办法做太多事
BC
情。
outpost has been cleared up. Horsemen are trying to engage against that ram, but they'll get tied up with the knights. And now Beasty is like,
哦，这
okay,
边打算直接去
I'm
抓
gonna
村民
kill， the
村民跑走
woodline, and he，
这
comes
边还
in
有
to
很
snipe
多
those
戳
villagers
戳，
that were weak from before. Only manages to get one though.
哦
So
这边还有采金的村可以抓。
Gold will run dry there as well. That's our fault. And VortiX feels like
哦
he，is
这边
utilizing some
Vortex
power.
60多农，Beasty 从原本的10几农慢慢给他弄回来，
he needs to balance with that market.
不可思议。
He really needs to balance with it. He's got 2,400 gold in the bank.
Well, yeah, as you mentioned, he even built it quite some time ago, right? Might have been with the plan there, Horseman at the edge of the map, but still getting away. It just feels like Beastyqt is underproducing longbowmen right
Yep,
now.
yep. He has nothing to counter the spears. He's going full horseman right now. Nothing to counter the spears, but it looks like he's also building up resources to potentially think about the third age. A position that I
啊，
don't
史
think he
诗
would
级
have
的
ever
纠
guessed
结，
when he was getting raided there on the woodline.
63农，然后 Vortex 其实可以上10代，
No big
正在
surprise
上
for。us, and that will mean faster castle age time. Beastyqt still
哇，Vortex 这场赢的也不轻松哎，消耗很大。哇，Beasty 真的是，就算你想赢，我也不会让你赢得很轻松。
He's now killed all those, or driven away all those resources to the right. He's going to focus in on that woodline. Once again, map control in Beasty's favor, for sure. But economy and military potentially have to favor VortiX.
哦 ，VortiX 上时代了。VortiX，英国这边竟然也上时代，太扯了。其实农的数量已经差不多喽。本来农落后好像还差了20-30只，现在又追回来了。
Okay, so there's another outpost in a similar location to the first, and that's going to be pushing VortiX away from that wood line for like the 5th time this game. He's running out of other options. Honestly, he's already taken all his other options back there.
Look at all the upgrades now coming in. Who gets the Castle Age Knight?
哦，造一堆冲车，必须撞掉那个哨站。
Villager difference isn't there anymore.
Oh, raids were really good. Yeah, Beastyqt, we have to say that.
Yeah, I think VortiX was up above 60. A villager population as the Rams come in once again. BC not going to bite on that. VortiX was waiting there to collapse on his military, and VortiX is going to be.
好，这边很多个塔要踩啊。
BC still has horsemen in the back, so VortiX is too focused here. BC can do damage against those farms once again.
好，这边抓到村民，起手抓到村民，没有发现。不对，那是戳戳，戳戳要死了。
He's been punished for placing those farms back there, but I think he's going to be able to clear up these horsemen with the spearmen now.
Yeah, after the berries ran dry, he thought about okay, where do I
好，这边清掉了前面这边的塔，继续往前深入。这边英国已经这么多块田，英国的食物进账非常稳定 ，Beasty 节奏抓回来了，村数也追上了，时代也上去了。这边看这一波的操作。
Not fully upgraded, right? We simply see VortiX with more upgrades on the units out of the blacksmith as well, and only 10 villagers can fit into the landmark. That means some villagers are going to die. Some at the front.
Yeah, Beasty hastily sniping
这个
but the knights are doing work at the front.
可以当做 TC 替代的建筑，对，应该是城堡。
The knights continue to flood, and Beasty, even though for a brief second he was tied on villagers, it looks like he's going to give up a whole lot.
英国时代3的建筑。 王宫，白塔。哦，对，这个是王宫，王宫可以当做 TC， 可以当做 TC 使用。这边算是双 TC 在开啦，但是家里被闹翻了 ，Beasty 打出了 GG。可以再回顾一下，这边打进来这一波完全没兵了。金马发挥了关键时刻发挥了大概发挥的效果。好，这边精彩回顾。GG。好，重整一下。 这边又已经进到很后面，我们直接来看第3场。
Converting the big problem is you're really getting outranged as well.
We'll see.
Okay, VortiX is going double scout here. Same goes for Beastyqt, and we have the run for the D. As you can see, Beastyqt one scout to the top, one direct.
比数来到1-1。这个应该是蒙古高原。现在已经不太流行出渔船吃海了。 我说吃鱼啊，因为效果太差了。
Pretty damn crazy. So let's take a look. Oh, that was good. VortiX will get the kill there. And now it's Beastyqt. Now getting the VortiX twice.
VortiX gets the kill, and it's only 65 bounty currently for Beasty.
That's really low. 2 minutes into the game. Normally you already want to be above 100 here. Lots of sheep coming in. We'll obviously get 3 wolves. That's nice. But didn't finish the deal spot at the top. Okay, now goes back to it.
Only going for 2 scouts as well.
好 ，VortiX 换成用英国，然后 Beasty 用的是罗斯。罗斯在这张有河的图还是蛮强的，因为你的渔船可以直接变形成战船。
Villager count reflects villagers and fishing ships. So right now it's 16 for BC, 13 for VortiX, and VortiX is going up.
Okay, now finds the second deer spot, still another wolf there. And the big question now, we already mentioned it a bit earlier, Longbow incredibly good in clearing up the water. So early feud age, mid feud age should be good for English. Big question, what does Beasty want to do? You already mentioned fishing ships really good for Roos because they don't need the dock to drop off their resources.
Okay, wall-offs coming here from BC. With the fishing ships involved, maybe you can
Beasty 选择先拉了城墙，避免对方英国直接搞一个长弓加塔块。 哇，这边 Beasty 的心跳速度也太慢了吧，才50几。但是画面切换的很快，羊是蛮多的。这边放下金门，然后把狼引回来 ，TC 底下杀掉之后继续盖墙。
pressure to transition over to the land side of his area. But I want to know exactly what VortiX is up to as we see BC
好，
trying
这
to jump
继续
forward.
卡狼。
Did he get that?
本来是那个 VortiX 想要把狼抓走，但是结果还是被对方罗斯抢走。
Yeah, and he's bringing a villager across too, and he's
这
sitting
边
there.
抓到了盖
BC
墙，
is trying to get the wall down, and now VorTX has a villager over
这
there.
边
So
反
VorTX
拉
is trying
墙
to wall, get a game
但
on that.
是
Have a way
应该
over
不
to
是
BC
意图要把对手困住，只是再拉一道墙，
on the other side of that river. Also snipes the villagers.
让对方
BC
这个
is
墙
gonna
盖
have
不
to
起
worry,
来。
but not only his fishing ships being sniped, but the economy as well.
And this is good for VorTX. He's now fully walled. He controls all 3 areas. Beastyqt only 2 for now. Still the fishing ship advantage, but Longman will do some damage. I think VorTX can't be too unhappy with how this early game is going for him. But now the stable as predicted.
Okay, stable right there.
这边议会厅盖好之后，看要不要铲长弓，有。
Movable force versus the stoppable object there. The boat that can't range the longbow and the longbow that can't kill the boat.
那个渔船会回血啊，射渔船其实没有什么用。
Quite some damage.
And first outpost of the game as the knight comes through the gate, so maybe BC's gonna try and raid a little bit. Oh, that was a scout. Okay.
Debated. Let's take a look. The Lloyd attack ship still around. Now got another fishing
哦
ship.
变成战船了。
There's not too much control. And you initially said, yeah, maybe we will see a rather early car isolation. I was a bit like, I think we will see more aggression. But it feels like aggression won't really pay off here.
那战船一直在回血。
Absolutely not.
Knight charging in towards that villager. He's trying to snipe the villager.
这边铲了这个罗斯时代2就可以铲了这个重马，结果重马被射死了。
Went down, but yeah, certainly that slows down the Roost player quite a bit. Tower now goes up, also meaning that the Longman took some more damage.
好，这边城堡网络 buff 起来，
It'd be perfect. The wall over on the right side, so the VorTX can't go through.
Was it only one tile that was missing? Yeah. Okay. Well then, transporter obviously an option there. Also, you could maybe go for some sneaky stables, maybe some sneaky barracks later on, right? If you feel like you can be fully
这比较不合理的是那个船啊，城墙可以挡住对方军事单位，可是船不行，船挡不住。
Economies for both players looking
你那个
very
幕
similar.
墙
The
挡
only
不了
difference being
船
that。Beasty, of course, has those fishing boats. So I believe he has got how many on the field? Maybe 4? 35 villagers versus 20.
船跟那
Maybe
个
he's got 6.
长弓的射击大战。
Obviously, will take quite some time with arrows against.
哦，这边有罗斯的重马、金马跑进来了，但是好像没有办法杀到村民。VorTX 很小心，没有让他村民在外面赢。
I think VorTX could think about adding a dock and going
Beasty 的资源好像有点多哎，
can go on to fish some as well. Obviously, we'll never see a big fish boom because of the
那我们要把它
9 fishing ships.
花掉，有继续产金马。 VorTX 的资源用得很干净，基本上没什么溢出。
Okay, now the Longmen are
好
chasing.
，Beasty 选择继续出船跟出马，
Basically left alone here.
场上有4只马，
Like the easier attack.
2艘攻击的战船，然后 VorTX 这边是有13只的长弓，
And also
配上3只戳戳跟2只斥候。
on the side of who? I don't even see it. Is it a 2-2 split? We have one here.
村数是 Beasty 领先哦，因为有
Side, so if he goes
码头
golden comes should be reasonable.
码头造的渔船
Go。to the late game. Roos feel a bit stronger than English.
Looks like VorTX lost the villager on that outpost too, and of course he lost the villager on that back gold as well when the knight was charging in. So a little bit rough for him as he falls further and further behind in ego. He's still not building up resources. BC has been flowing 400 food this entire time. Just investing into more military, and it's 3 archery ranges from him.
I thought he was going to Castle Age.
哦，这边罗斯造的弓箭场很多，所以这边也要转小弓，
I think he's got 2
资源量是够的。
so he'll be able to see it when it first comes over, but can he do anything about it?
That's the big question. Right now, Longman at the defense woodline is open at the front. VorTX
哦，
actually
开始点远防，
would be pretty fortunate for him.
升级远防，然后开手推车。VorTX 这边手推车是已经开好了。
They're going to be heading over towards VorTX's side, and I'm assuming the archers will follow shortly. BC still building up more resources than
好，
VorTX.
竟然射死了一艘渔
Got a
船
bit。of food in the bag. Needs that gold to go up to the next stage, and we'll know if he's planning something if that income per minute goes up.
Oh, that's so weird that he's trying to take the side that he's showing the knights. And BC, he has the weird amount of resources. Could have easily been more units.
Exactly.
So many times. Could have easily been him committing to
He's been
Castle Age
floating
before.
400 food for a
目
very
前
long
人
time.
口数 Beasty
Yeah,
领
they're
先。
bringing food like crazy, so it's always tough, but he's
Hawk not bad.
kind of in the middle ground.
Also not bad against what he sees. Longman now dealing with those ships quite nicely. He could
啊，
go
距离码头太远了，这些渔船全部被射死了。
He's not producing much more. Only one knight in production on the other side. VorTX actually going for siege engineers. He's going for quite some aggression.
VorTX maybe not suspecting that Beasty has the production he does with those archers behind. It's kind of still in the dark about a few things, and there's the first ram.
好，开始
VorTX
招
is
冲
going to be
车。
pushing in, and he's going to come forward with the longbows here. Some cavalry at home from BC. I believe some cavalry across the river from him as well. And he also has these archers, but he's keeping the archers hidden. He didn't peek
这边
out
很
all the
凶
distance, so maybe waiting for VorTX
但
to overextend
是
a little bit. Then he's
Beasty 也是有在防
Same
的
time,。coming on this gold.
这边的金马伺机而动，
Oh, instant pull. Instant
哎
pull.，
发现了。
Great stuff there from VorTX. I think he suspected that the knights were back here. He was ready for those to come in. One villager goes down. Knight shift over to the berries. VorTX now coming in. Has that ram a little bit far forward, waiting with the longbows behind it. Loses another villager on the berries, but that's so much better than it could have been.
Yeah, great defense here, and well, that
这
pushes.
边看要不要造出3台冲车，
Just feels like
会冲得快一点
Now。he sees some archer ranges, but he has no idea when they come up. He has no idea about the real archer count of Beastyqt. He's up to 20.
See, that ram is still working away at the wooden fortress, and BC still not engaging that. Not showing the archers at all. It shows the archery ranges, but VorTX has no idea the sort of mass that BC has. And BC still has 5 archers in the queue, 4 knights in the queue as well. Still in that middle ground of resources.
Beasty 弓蛮多的，弓箭手小弓蛮多，但是金马只有10只。 这边拉村民过来烧，可以哦。这边没有护长弓的了，这边有点危险啊，没有长枪兵。VortiX 靠用甩的方式慢慢甩，躲到墙后面，损失还可以接受。
Keep producing. Oh my goodness, second town center there. That's another reason he's ahead.
Yeah, that explains it quite a bit as well. Knights are trying to find another angle of attack at the left side again. Still some fishing ships, and we will see.
两边的金都有一点益处，因为他们产都是吃豆木的兵。然后是刚刚的操作。全部集火去点对方的长弓，小弓不是长弓，长弓是英国。两边在互杀哦，英国这边稍微亏一些哦，农死的比较多。Beasty 春树大胜，英国家里已经乱成一团。
All the advantages, more map control, more water control.
Better late game save.
Also, yeah, more relics on his side of the map as well, right? Then he has the advantage of also going for hunting cabins. Now is advancing to the third age. It has to be the area of Trinity if he wants to pick up all those relics quite easily, and indeed that's his choice. Allows warrior monks to build for half the cost.
哦，这边 Beasty 上3。
Well, and then maybe later on can have them for some support in the big fights as well.
Yeah, this is really, really tough for VortiX. Look at his wooding. Wow, 0 per minute, 9 in the bank. So even if he wanted to go for another push here, it's gonna be really tough for him. He can't build a ram. Can't make it.
好 ，VortiX 应该也在抓准时机，准备赶快点3。
Those spearmen are not scary enough. Simply see 4 knights on the other side. Archers are dealing with that as well. So behind this also like wheelbarrow for both players. So not even there. VortiX with an advantage. And let's see now encapsulates our player from Serbia. VortiX is pressured into
这边 Beasty 先上3，然后开始点近战攻击。
Let's
see our player from Serbia. Is he pressured into attack?
Okay,
okay. I just want to clear this up. VortiX
nearly made a mistake for the protocol.
I'm doing it for Overlay Guy.
Clip this one. Nearly actually misspoke. We are only 1.5 hours in and nearly made a mistake.
I'm doing it for Overlay Guy. Okay, he deserves it.
好，这边英国上时代。
So he's going to try and pull himself back into the game. No crazy aggression from here in this transition period. He's going to fall back nervous about what BC has in the tank. BC is already making a Mangonel there and continues with the production. We can see 26 archers from him, 4 knights in front of it, Mangonel on the way.
And triple barracks to follow this one up is going for more men at arms, as we can see here at the top left-hand side.
看一下罗斯的科技。
If he only has longer men.
Okay, here comes the army from BC. VortiX reaches the castle age. And what is the plan from here? Is it just going to be longbowmen spearmen, it looks like?
射箭场。帮罗斯研发了一个射箭场的科技。
Do you think he should go to stone right now? Do you think he could place a keep maybe in defense?
I think he already went for quite some stone, right? He already put villages away from it because he got enough emplacement. Look at that, still fish around. And keep can defend one angle, but there are 3 crossings. I think basically we can't find other angles. I think you need to cut some corners here. I think we need to defend some army. And then try to finish.
Looks like VortiX is going to finish that wall finally, maybe drop a gate that way. Or sorry, BC is going to finish that wall, and VortiX is dropping a wall of his own to that river area. So he's going to try and make himself safe for the longest amount of time, but like you said, the late game advantage is with Bruce, and BC is just going to slowly build up behind this. He's fine with sitting back here. He doesn't really feel a threat from the English.
And T in general is so comfortable with like super late games, right? There's no one that is enjoying games that last more than 45 minutes like Beastyqt. There's no one that is just battling it out on the ladder, on the daily grind so much. He's just so happy to get the snowballs up, play the late game, and it just feels like his siege control is superior to those everyone in the world. And we saw it in game 1 with the coverings.
Yep, here comes the push against the gate.
看到，
That's just an
我没有关系，这边
now head in, and it's 3 Mangonels with that
罗斯的兵非常多 ，Beasty 兵量大胜。
Mangonels, and VortiX cannot take an engagement. I don't even think. I think BC could just keep pushing slowly with this force. I don't think VortiX can ever kill this.
肯定啊。
There were some players that will now actively build the keep very far forward, trying to pressure all
哇
this area.
，Beasty 这边兵超多的，30几只，29只长弓，小弓，然后4只金马，加上这个时代3强弩兵，还有重装步兵。这边感觉 VortiX 很不妙啊，兵转不出来。而且现在圣地都是 Beasty 的，一瞬间 Beasty 一个搞事，这边哦，差点要着响了。 哇，现在整个是 Beasty 的节奏，龙已经到了100，Beasty 大顺风，然后投石车也都出来了，我觉得 VortiX 很不妙啊，要跪了。英国在时代3真的是没有什么比较强力的兵种可以反推。 如果他中期的经济就开始落后了，实在是没有什么兵可以出，没有什么太强的特色兵种。然后这边罗斯要什么有什么，要马有马，然后要弓有弓，还有一堆工程器。
pure map control for him. He's playing the late game and he's playing 100% victory. And here we go. Here's another
被招降
and
了，
VortiX
继
no!
续
He doesn't give it to the fans. That would have been so
VortiX
beautiful.
拿下这一场胜
Beastyqt
利
still。clapping for himself, like he thinks he would have gotten that one, but I wanted to see it so
对
bad.
Beasty 拿下这场胜利 ，VortiX 这边小输一截。英国我觉得太被动了，真的是被动。Beasty 拿下第3场的胜利。
I'm taking everyone with me. Yep. I was looking forward to that. That was great by BC. Like
英
honestly,
国
he played
前面没有推到什么东西，真
it
的
was like VortiX
很吃亏。
he was in the one before this.
He had some crazy good decisions.
所以我们看一下刚刚的神罗内战 ，Beasty 拿下第1局，然后法国这边 VortiX 打得很艰辛哦，拿下第2局。然后罗斯这边开局有吃到河，然后经济呢也没有被闹到太多，英国的塔攻没有压到太多东西，然后上时代3，
I saw VortiX play
直接
earlier this morning, but that wasn't
所有最精良的装备拿出来，
so was more of like
把英国
than trying to play some crazy strategies.
打趴在地上。那这样子蒙古高原也结束了，
Okay, then it has to be
再来是利帕尼。
Could we see that a bit long? Wow.
Wow.
阿巴是对中国，那看起来我觉得中国优势比较大。Beasty 看起来这一场应该也有机会。
Off those berries, they're so
我
valuable.
们直接来看后面。
Those town centers and military coming out, and then behind at home.
Going with one scout here. So both relatively happy.
Oh, was
No, Marino did not get one of the matchups.
see that's my mistake. I go and reach chat. Yeah, I go and reach chat. That's my mistake.
Only one message there, and obviously the official for Beastyqt continuing to collect all that gold for himself. More sheep now coming home as well, and neither player with the craziest scouting. Quite some villagers on wood already by Beastyqt. That's a bit surprising to me.
Okay, and we're looking at the sheep number. Decent number of sheep being brought in from BC right now. He's supervising the mill in the back, obviously, and looks like VortiX only went for one scout as well. So no surprises.
中国这边一个校长，不对，中国这边一个官员，校长是神罗，哇，真的不行，
75 gold at some point.
嘴巴跟脑袋已经接不起来了。
Surprisingly high amount of wood.
Here come the bills. Here they come. Okay.
But this is
哦，这一场 Beasty 的心跳好像比较快一点，
All VortiX's base. He's looking. Does he
然后
see he's
Beasty 这边又要
such a good
又
spot
要搞
to set
了
it，up.
Look at that, the build order is not really
这边
done.
直接要插瓮城，
Now, but he still has to walk another 20 seconds, 30 seconds. That could have been
这也是我觉得阿巴斯会比较被动的原因。之前我们就有看过被插瓮城的阿巴斯，
no way.
Is he being sneaky? What is happening here?
And now build again. What?
插在树林里面，哇，
There's no one else invited to the barbecue?
真的是长招
No one showed up for good reasons.
，VortiX 要小心
Stealth
了。
force. What is this? It feels like there was a spot so valuable at the front there. I wonder what the follow-up is going to be from Beastyqt here. We can see his heart rate is spiking, so maybe he's realizing that the stealth force is off-
VortiX
It has to be continued tower rush here, no?
It has to be. Those villagers are forward anyway.
Yeah, what's the follow-up? Maybe we obviously can build a wood lumber camp at the front to save some walking time. But look at that, like VortiX, he's 2 seconds.
He's
Where's the
gonna
landmark?
Bro, he's just scouted all the way around his base. He's going to see one outpost coming up here, but he's got to be thinking to himself, like,
I don't know if
did he make it over there?
No, okay.
He must be thinking, like, where did he make it? Why didn't he put it on my base?
Yeah. So
他有看到了，
was Beastyqt scared that VortiX might pull like all the 18 villages.
they
他要盖那个弓箭场。
I think that's such a big of a threat.
Okay, so now he sees it in the stealth forest.
有看到
Scout
瓮
gets
城
hurt a little bit, and the villagers looping around the other way now for another outpost. So it's a slow push here from BC. VortiX still banking
，Beasty
up
这
the
样
stone and still
子
looking for extra wood.
他把
It's gonna be an issue
VortiX
as he
逼
goes
到
back there.
逼
He's
到
in a
绝
position
境
at the front. So even if he wants to get that town center up, he does not have the resources for it yet.
VortiX floating quite some stone that he can't use. Will be really tricky for him. Archer now being out here, tries to push those villagers away. How fast did they just run? What happened there?
They're sprinting.
How did they just sprint?
Uh,
Okay,
right.
you didn't see it.
I didn't know.
It was weird.
一个疯狂插塔，
Okay, and BC split his villagers forward. So he's got 3 on the left side, 3 on the right side.
Oh, that's a night archer pick up here. I think that's going to be a sneaky attack. I think the tower should go up.
It should, yeah, they'll easily complete here.
Especially, oh, look at that. Those archers active, trying to find more villagers. VortiX knows. You're not only sending 3 villagers here.
But
if you
does BC get in that stealth forest in time? That's the question. He's going to be in the stealth forest. The archer will go in there looking around. Does he see that?
看不到村民，刚好经过那个
very sneaky right here.
阴影
Master of
区
disguise，
没看到
and,
村民。
He's going to make his way out the other side of that stealth forest and loop all the way around to this wood line. VortiX is going to be punishing that archer later.
Hide and seek champion 2022. Beastyqt
Wow,
here. But VortiX
Beasty
still gets his
这
scouts.
个
I think he
太
might
偷了。
be close. Yeah, he's expecting something.
Okay, so he sees the outpost at the back being
Oh, I think those
built.
villagers being pulled though.
Villagers being pulled. The vills from BC are still working on this outpost. It's
Go
building
I
quite
saw.
quickly here. Villagers are going to be able to take this down eventually. One villager goes down from BC. I think this will go up in time. It does, but it'll go down in time as well.
I think it goes for more HP on that tower, but I don't think that should finish here, as you can see. And yeah, I think we need to cancel that. Those 2 villagers are going to die. Nice bit of
直接清
What
掉
happened to the other 3 villagers? That's what I'm asking as a horseman comes along now. Other 3 villagers are chopping wood forward.
哦
Okay.
开启了黄
And
金
it's 3
时
villagers
代。
dead from BC, so it's 29 villagers from VortiX, 27 villagers from
这边
BC. And I
中
wonder
国
if
选
VortiX is
择
gonna take
2
this
个
against
官员，
Nice.
然后
Question
做
from Dynasty, probably not
产2个
much.
官员之后
Maybe
做
a
塔的
bit
倾
more.
压，
Don't think we did. And now we see how they're measuring this one.
心跳非常快，
Now, both players
可以
very
知道
confident.
Beasty 知道自己在做坏事，所以心跳变快一点。
I'm surprised. Might have to ask him if we get an interview there, what his thought process was. Maybe thought the tower rush always wins me the game. Now Horseman coming in.
Yeah, horseman coming in, getting some good hits against the archers.
哦
but of
这
course,
边
VortiX can always
VortiX 才
go
那
back
么
to that
多
TC,
木
so
头
he，does indeed do that. One archer falls. The horseman still raiding a little bit, but VortiX will be building up his villager count behind this. Beasty still in the Tang dynasty, so he wants to make his way up to the song eventually. Does have the resources to do so.
哦，这边是 VortiX 的视角。
And then maybe man at ambush, he already knows how good they are. We saw them basically being prepared.
哦
In the last game,
切回来了，好，这边是2个人的视角。
And there's a rim. There's a ramp, maybe clear up that outpost on the woodline. The other one over there,
VortiX 已经要开始手搓冲程器吗？难怪这么多人踩木头。这边直接应对你的塔块，开始搓工程器。
Oh, there's berries over there. Okay, I didn't notice that. That was a good outpost, I guess, from Beastyqt. Denying berries, and VortiX is going to go clear that up. And
哦，这边直接上时代3哦，干这么多塔还上3。升级时代3选的是钟楼。 然后开始盖兵营，应该是要产那个产中国特有部特有单位。啊，拉墙。哦，中国的皇家卫兵，他算是重步兵哦，神罗的是轻步兵。
Oh, what is this? He's on stone.
Wow, that's going to be a super aggressive one.
It's going to be a super aggressive. He can sit it right in between both of these TCs.
Oh yeah.
You have double TC production. I don't care. I'll kill all your villagers.
Chinese building speed, my friend.
Did he pull enough though? That's my question. Did he pull enough?
I would have pulled 3-4 more. Berry village actually might scout this then. But it just run away.
And he's more than happy to push him away with the scout and take damage actually against that ram with the horseman in the meantime. Maybe pull this army away. It kind of sucks attacking with that scout. At the same time, you push the villagers away.
That's so safe.
But it means that you need to place a keep way further back because you know the army is coming back in this direction.
阿拔斯现在是有2个 TC 在
He's on the
营
army
运
though with the scout. There were spearmen there, there were archers there.
Yeah. How many battle scouts do we have on the field? Only 5.
Yeah. There is a stone forward though. If he wants to go for that stone.
阿拔斯的村数是比较多的，但是他现在卡时代2。
How smart was this wall from VortiX now?
中国的皇家卫兵出来之后会很难打。
Just go forward to BC's economy.
Trying to get a raid and Overwatch, but obviously Keep will easily defend that here. As you can see, easily 1 volleys. The horseman yet 3 down.
Wow, 3 horsemen right away from 3 shots.
360 resources gone. Keep really paid off already. 800 stone there, obviously. Had to invest quite a bit to build them though.
He also has those villagers forward on the right side too, so he's making an outpost near that gate. And VortiX is like
各种拉墙。
It's like the Titanic, you know. He just has to hope he doesn't hit an iceberg sometime.
VortiX 这边 ，VortiX 这边的墙都拉起来了，中国要赶快出工程器才有办法打进去。
They kind of wrap in a semicircle.
Okay.
At night he actually rolls them up to go to sleep.
Okay, well, that's obviously an easy clear up, but the main story is that the Palace Guards at 1 will find some villager kills here. Trying to pull those away, Spearmen for the defense at home, but VortiX, he's not really being threatened that much. He's 80%.
VortiX
He's not being threatened yet, but there is 400 stone in the bank from BC, so potentially we might see, and he's got Palace Guards over here to
这边
distract
中
him.
间被
Might see
中
another
国
forward
插
keep
了
right
一
up. He's sending
个
forward
大
giant.
型
They just
箭
got
塔。
so quickly.
VortiX, if he idles now, probably can take up in 30 seconds, then obviously another 1 minute 25 seconds.
皇家卫兵到处跑，
So Beastyqt, it feels like he could have
虽然数量不多，但就是很烦。
maybe he could build a way too aggressive keep.
I think VortiX senses this though. He saw the keep over there.
官
He knows
员
the stones
少
over there.
产
He knows
一
the
只
villagers are over there, and he's keeping
，一
his
只
army
就
in
4个。
between these 2 town centers. He doesn't want that to work there. Also archers and camel archers, so he can snipe villagers if he needs to and loop around.
村数非常多，这边终于要上时代3。
now in the South Forest.
然后拉了2台冲车去解决中间的瓮城，
Where are the villagers going to be? I think it's suicidal.
但应该是不会
An option.
处理的这么好。
Pulling all the army away, pulling all the army to the bottom side though. There's a window here I feel like for BC to go in, but he's not really moving, so he's going to pull it there, and the villagers will remain on stone for the time being. Still 1,000 stone in the bank from BC.
I would have liked to see some risky move taken. He knows he has to be heavily behind in villagers. Now 25 behind.
25 villagers behind. This is an insane strategy here from the Abyss. We see it all the time with this boom. They can get away with it. It's very, very greedy. And BC goes
又插一个
forward
塔，
with an outpost, potentially taking some vision on where he wants to place
连
his
环
keep.
塔。
Maybe to save the villagers
More
after as
barracks.
well.
More barracks here for VortiX. He's approaching that point in the game where the Abyss
VortiX 一直在忍，
Blood against
一直
Keep is a
忍，
big question. Villagers just one outpost and then went back.
来忍上时代，把数值都升好。
Yeah, but only some, and that means he has no protection for those villagers to keep his common there. Out of line of sight. Oh, perfect placement.
Just out of the line of
被
sight for
这
VortiX.
个
Great stuff
这
here
个
from
大
BC.
型箭塔在
Oh,
阴
the
影
wall
区
behind，the overjob. Nice reaction, and now he should punish all those palace guards. Time's not getting back.
Yeah, the keep will be going up here shortly, and it will start attacking the villagers on the gold. BC is getting closer and closer with these defensive or offensive fortifications
哇塞
around VortiX's
Beasty
base.
这个
VortiX
太
on
凶
gold
了。
age tier 2, so his economy will continue firing here on all cylinders, increases his production too. So it's going to be pretty dangerous here for BC. The military for VortiX
各
38,
种造
military
塔
for，BC
各种
21.
插箭塔，
VortiX
大型箭塔，
然
然后又在人家踩石头。
Villager tries to drop the second layer now here. Should probably go through that, and we will see VortiX being pushed into the other wood line.
Yeah, and he keeps getting pushed to the right side here. He's got farms over there too that he's invested wood into, so maybe BC can cut those off. Maybe it starts stalling out the food economy a little bit from VortiX. There's a nest of bees in the front there.
这边
VortiX
一
still
堆
can't
那
engage
个
directly
皇家
against
卫
his
兵
palace，guards, and he's struggling with the resource situation with all the outposts from BC at the back of his base. But if he ever finds an opportunity to go to BC's economy, it's all going to be cleared up here, and I think he should send the horsemen.
Well, he can. He can also try to protect his rampage. Maybe do both at the same time. Feels like Beastyqt certainly not having mobility, and then keep likely to fall. I don't really see a lot of protection. Goes for the tower first though.
And a lot of units coming back this way. We've got camel archers, we've got spearmen, we've got archers, and we have 2 rams there with horsemen to support. So the villagers will need to fall back to this keep. BC is going to try and keep as many of those safe as possible. And here come the raids from VortiX. And I think BC
这边要
might realize
瑞了。
that his push didn't do enough here as the horsemen come in. His towers all go down, and his keep will be
但
all
是
alone.
村民没有杀到太多。
Fisher goes down, and that's just so ugly. Look at the population.
比较重要的是要先把家里这个
Doesn't have to finish
大
this
型
off,
箭
but
塔
also
清
not
掉。
And where's all your base? You don't have any farms. Where's your economy, my friend?
His economy was at the back. See if I can go back to that. It was all the deer at the back.
各种
The Horseman
骑手
goes up. The Palace Guard's now struggling against the production from VortiX. VortiX, though, saying that doesn't have anything in the queue right now. Is he saving for something?
No, not really, right? I think maybe a bit of a
Beasty
macro
守
problem.
住了
Price as well.
他
Like, quite
前
some
面
resources
吗
here. I don't think Imp is really what he needs
前
right
面
now.
是守
Context can still do quite
前面这边是守住了，可是家里这边
Like he's kind
到
of
处
moving
着
up.
火。
He gives up 5 men at arms now, so
Not a lot though.
he's not using all of his food and gold. Still has the Horseman at the back. Maybe feels really confident in this position. Maybe Beasty can try to get another keep down in the middle of his economy. Mista would try for a landmark snipe right now.
I would just want to say that. Let's take a look. Where was the positioning of the House of Wisdom?
VortiX 这边是不是要出一些
Okay, now then we're pretty far away from it actually.
If you get a keep up north there, though, maybe you can push in from that direction.
出一些工程器啊，
And you also have like Nest of Beast, and
Yeah.
attacking into those keeps is pretty much impossible.
来处理一下这个
Woodline looks
一
like
窝蜂。
VortiX takes a few more of those. It's 97 villagers.
弩
against
炮会是不
49
错的
for
选
Beastyqt.
择。
VortiX even starting to get some eco upgrades now, keeping his army at home, not taking any risks in this situation.
Spearman trying to chase this one away, but actually numbers not that pretty, and upgrades neither. Only Feudal Age Spearman not performing too well against Castle Age Veteran Horseman here. Now another raid is coming in, and look at that, debated away quite nicely. Horseman coming in.
It feels like VortiX is a little bit off here. Like he keeps cutting production, and then he'll queue up like, see, he just queued up 4 at a time, or he queued up 8 horsemen at a time. It's not consistent production from him.
Yeah, a bit weird for sure. And now we can see the nice defense by Beastyqt. He is up to pop 90, tries to get another keep up, but Horseman already around.
这边又插一个大
There,
型
but
箭
it is
塔
a，Chinese keep, and here come the Palace Guards, here come the Nest of Bees. That keep should complete, and he should have a position to push in from this north side. Also to the north of that, completely exposed are a bunch of villagers from VortiX, but VortiX has shifted.
你
When
清
BC
个
goes
家
to
里
the
旁
front,
边
VortiX
的
will go
门
to the
口
keep
又
at
被
the left
插一
side
个。
with his ram. So he's going to take advantage of the time and the military placement for Beastyqt and take out this fortification.
Oh, that's a lot of exposed economy. Look at all those villagers next to it, and those Nest of Beast can find quite some damage. Keeps are obviously going down, but Beastyqt is still happy with how much damage he's doing.
Yeah, and the horseman rates in
那
BC's
中
base
间已
is
经
half
围
the
成
damage.
泥
Just down
中
there,
了。
that could be really bad. A bit higher, please, and let me see against the woodline
皇
villagers.
家
Not
卫
getting late.
兵这
Villagers
一
now going to the
场
lumber camp
阿
north of the
巴
former
斯要
position. These
倒了
villagers，having to abandon all of the farms. That ram actually finishing off the keep there, and now the horsemen are in on the
可是
villagers
中
from
国这
BC
边
that
也
go
没
all
啥
the way
错
out to the middle of the map to harvest those berries. You
看
really
哪
need
边
that food
村
to
掉
go.
的比
Speaking
较
of
多。
going to the middle of the map, VortiX is on the run in multiple locations as well.
So mass population advantage. It's only the problem with 3 Nest
哦
of Beast that
哦
don't really want to engage.
家里有兵，
That's
家
why
里有
it's
兵，
sprinkled
而且有
towards
弩
the
炮
field. As for once to snipe
哇
from distance,
！B
doesn't
死
really
的
want
盲
to
目
keep
过
or
来，
doesn't
村
want
民
to
没有
snipe
拉
from
走
it, and that's actually still
村民
kills.
被
Yeah, that feels so
站
bad
着
for BC. We
站
went
着
back to
处
this. You can see
刑
the。villager dead bodies. He's down to 42 villagers now, but he's found the villagers
我这边
from
这
VortiX.
边还
All
有
the
很
berries here in the
多，
middle of
这
the map.
边
Nest of Beast will start
一
attacking.
大波村要
VortiX
死
not taking
掉
that。right away. Finally pulls away. Oh my god, how much?
好，等一下，我这边是现在正在播的。等一下，赶快接回来。
Archery ranges around it. You can produce
啊，
so
这边已经
much
结束
easier.
了，我们再回
Probably
去
followed
看。
up with the monastery.
刚刚看到哪
The
里？
craziest thing ever. If you look at it,
第二场。
what do we need to see from Beasty? Trap the berries direct.
We'll have to ask him about that. And the walls continue. Economy from BC. 44 villagers for him. 109 villagers for VortiX. More map control for BC, but
啊，
what
这
can he
边
really do with it?
110农，这是更后面。
Decent number of military units, not just the horsemen that we saw before.
Though I think right hand side is the area with way more wood.
And there's a dead villager body showing it.
好，往前快转一点。
Oh, just away further. Okay, that one's going up.
Okay.
I can move further back. VortiX, not a big question. How long he should stay in Castle Age with the traps. He can clear up those keeps. Could maybe
Okay.
think about Imping, could think about some more range on the Springles, for example. Elite.
我这边已经打到后
Also
面
think, well, most likely options that you will have to Castle Age on it. I will do some counter
头
attack and then
巨头都出来了。
And there's a counterattack right there. Finally heading out with a decent number of military units, not just the horsemen that we saw before. The problem with this counterattack is, like, we had problems with the observer finding the economy from BC. Where is he gonna go? I guess there is, though. There's only 2 landmarks
哦
left.，
中国也有
BC,
弩
because the
炮。
Barbican went down in the middle.
Oh yeah, and we're only Castle Age. I'm not sure if
Oh
we...
no, I guess it's still
Oh, so probably even 4 landmarks, right?
Yeah.
Would be really surprised if we didn't go some dynasty.
Villagers now running away from those men at arms. BC still at 43 villagers. That second town center will be taken down. And the walls continue.
See the town center not relevant.
哇塞 ，Beasty 已经没肉了，43农对上107农。
Now we see big engagement here. Springle against Springle is the main story.
Springled against Springled, and it looks like BC is driving this military back, but the Trebs are behind all of this, and of course
Yeah,
the keep is
BC
getting
is
some good shots in there too from
忘记补
VortiX. VortiX now attacking the home economy from BC. 44 villagers for him, 109 villagers for VortiX. More map control for BC. but
VortiX
what can he
一直
really do with it at this point?
Over 100 population.
一直用
advantage.
各
Now,
种
that's
去
what he
绕
wants to do. He wants to snipe some
绕
more
的
traps,
那
but still
个
wants to
中
raise the
国
gate
村
there.
民没
Some
办法
HP
工
lost
作
on。all his units. One trap alive. Builds another keep very defensively, but has to
人
cancel.
口
Yeah,
数
has to delete that keep under construction.
VortiX 大
Loses
有
more villagers at the back there. There's 2 villagers here, 3 villagers there. Most of his villagers, I think, are forward, and VortiX is going to decide just to attack
到
the
处都
landmark
是
at
重
home
装步
from
兵
BC,
在
sit
看。
underneath that TC and go for the clock tower afterwards. Of course, he knows where the Barbican is.
Typically, in RTS, map control, a massive thing. But Beastyqt, although it feels like he's controlling 80% of the map, just so heavily behind
我觉得
population,
Beasty
these
处理
forces
不
and
来
desperate moves, it might be completely cleared up here. So much army now coming
他
in.
插塔
He will
插到
win this
失去
There's
自
no way that
我
that keep。goes up. VortiX is going to be targeting these villagers. Even a Wololo at home from Beasty. While VortiX came in and VortiX
哦
pulls
吼
away from，
这
that.
个乌噜噜竟
No
然
villagers
被
building,
闪
maybe one
掉，
villager continuing to build
太
that
扯
keep
了。
behind, and BC is going to call it GG in this situation. Yep, 2-2.
Whew.
GG.
And VortiX, you see how much it means to him. Just intense. And, well, Beastyqt really putting on the
VortiX
pressure there. Early Barbican, then the tower rush to
又
follow
扳
that.
回一城
But。 we kind of felt it did not achieve too much.
哎，我也想
especially
喝
for
水
Bunker. Needed to be at least 3-4 more times for the forward pressure that woodline, pressure that territory.
We'll have to ask him about that in the Stealth Forest. What is really going on there? We're not 100% sure, but I will say both of the maps that Beasty has lost have been back and forth games like that. Or crazy games like that.
Yeah. Absolute mad, right? And how tough it is to maneuver those spots where like there's constant raining going on. So if you overlook one thing, you might just die. One tower in the back wood line, suddenly you're out of wood. One tower at the front, and your barriers are getting pushed away. That VortiX needed so much as well. And Beastyqt at the same time, he expanded beautifully, but simply lost too much momentum with losing the forward villagers.
Yeah. Okay, next map, and it's going to be BC's home map. And I believe we have Altai left. I think we have High View left.
Altai fights likely. Altai feels likely.
He also, is there anything you can do if VortiX decides to pick Chinese on Altai? Because VorTX's civ picks are pretty straightforward, it would seem like, for the remaining maps, right?
Yeah, I think it was Chinese against Amazon. I predicted like Altai to be game 5 with the Switch civilization.
哇，打到2-2。
Two remaining maps. As you know, best of 7
第5
wins
场
4 maps, wins the whole set, goes into the finals tomorrow. 16
山丘之王。
Great show matches you said earlier. What do we have in store?
We have a Nilly.
All the landmarks for their opponent. So they can say, play English, go for
侧边排
double scout
白
play.
头
We have an extra scout for
蒙
VortiX.
古对
And
上
obviously, as we know, King of the Hill, only one landmark in the center, lots of gold in the center. And
VorTX
the major objective as
的
well
蒙古
is to deny wood
对上
of your opponent.
Beasty 的
French
法国
is struggling there, right? Yeah, you can move a bit, but Mongols can pressure you so much so early on.
Khan making its way across the field, and I think we saw, was it on King of the Hill yesterday, where Khan sniped like 4 sheep from the opponent, which is absolutely brutal. So if you can start tailing your opponent's scout, maybe that's an objective in the early game when you're looking for scouting.
For example, Grubby being a big advocate of having the Khan not having ranged attack in Dark Age.
In motion.
No, just in general.
Okay.
No ranged attack in Dark Age.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because of the harassment of all the gold, sometimes feels weird if you only have one village on gold, have to be pushed away. But in this case, we still have it in the map, and therefore Beastyqt has to be on his toes, or maybe has to accept 1-2 sheep losses.
So added from both players. BC getting a little bit close to that Mongol town center. Only gets fired at once though, so he's going to escape there. He's got 6 sheep now trailing him. What are the sheep numbers for our Mongol player? And
We have 13 for Beastyqt.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we have VortiX, obviously with an early pasture, sits at only 9.
okay, so that's pretty low for early pasture.
Yeah, and now, did we add a second? What? Oh no, we're just going for normal gold there. Now, on the way to village is Beastyqt, our player in the French trunks. Obviously, the red player, Beastyqt, playing from the left-hand side. Could be a bit confusing, but Twitch chat, you're clever. You will manage that.
So what's the opening here for French? You just reactive opening, or are you waiting to see what
哎
your
呦，我们距离现在正在播的只有10几分钟的落后，快追上。这个后来居上。
And then for Mongols, if you're not going for that tower rush.
Well, then horsemen trying to deny those professional scouts, maybe trying to go for some archer pressure against it a bit, have to go for spearmen with it though, and most of the time it just feels like Mongols, they will get some early aggression out, but then they feel
好
like they're，
法国这边一样是骑兵学校，抓到的羊蛮
Both
多
players
的。
kind of scaling right now. We're waiting
蒙
for the
古
second
的
H come in. BC is up right
VorTX
now. Looks like VorTX has just started building his deer stones.
筋有
No
点远
silver tree here in this matchup.
especially on a map without any
Without-
neutral trade
yeah,
points.
exactly. That would be kind of a meme though. Maybe they show much tomorrow.
I'm not really sure where overlay guy is and why. Well, you all know it's best of 7, and we are in the semi-finals. Yeah, silver tree not to be seen, but this is a reasonably late fuel
一样是
starting here.
路石。
Surprised by our Mongol player, maybe due to the pasture.
Going for the more greedy approach.
Now some privileges on gold here. Gets a good look at this.
Nearly snapping at overlay guy.
Oh, won't really. Oh, he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Okay, new age begins for BC there. VorTX still making his way up, and BC immediately cues a knight, so he sees that exposed gold over there. Maybe wants to go hit that a little
Oh,
bit. Maybe
这
wants
边
to loop
好
over,
多
see
次
if
红
there's any other resources he can punish. But the Gur is on the move, so the Mongols player not going to be very exposed in this situation. And now there's a blacksmith being up.
哦
added from
，Beasty
BC.
这边很快就开了手推
The
车，
upgrades are only one upgrade, and that's the attack upgrade. Not the craziest thing ever. If you look at the knight, damage output pretty strong to begin with, though. Percentage-wise, not adding too much. Wheelbarrow already in
然后
Beastyqt. Now we also
VorTX
see
这边是不是要搞一下
What's the difference in speed between that con and the knight?
I think
搞
they're
一
both
些
at
事
160.
情？
Okay. And wow, Wall's coming out early here from BC, so he's trying to secure this side of
哎
the
呦
map, and it's
这
actually
一
a decent
次
enough walling situation
直
for
接
him.
拉抢
Flip to the trees, it's pretty far away, so
Beasty
unlikely that there's going to be a villager all the way over there
要
to
打
counter
经济
immediately.
了。
Just trying to keep himself a little bit safer against the Mongols.
Oh, makes lots of sense. Controls the map a bit more and knows where to put his archers, and now goes for those scouts there.
这边开生存技术，
All of them to the bottom. Now we see VorTX going for spearmen and the hardened upgrade.
Okay, so VorTX is going to be double producing those spearmen behind. You can see them running across in twos, and professional scouts coming out, like you said, from BC. Where are the deer spots for him? Are they close enough?
Them double D spots here is pretty easy.
And that's where the spearmen are going right now.
That makes lots of sense. And
这台怎么会开？太扯了！
producing here for Beastyqt. Stays on one knight, the rest is scouts. This should be pretty good. Let's take a look. The knight is actually falling. Beastyqt, untypical slumber.
Yeah, throwing away that super valuable unit at this stage in the game. He was picking up the carcasses with his scouts, so maybe not paying attention. Maybe didn't expect that level of spearmen coming across the field. He will be able to get 5 carcasses in, and he'll probably be able to snag a few more as he goes for an archer range to deal with the spearmen. But you can't help but feel like it was a little bit too late. Like, why would you go for the blacksmith first there?
I'm
这
surprised as well.
边
Maybe there's
Beasty
one
只有
breaking
一
point
堆
where
斥
knight
候
does
是
like
怎
3
样？
hit without blacksmith and 2 hits
搬
with the
漏
next
是不
or
是
something. I
啊？
don't know. Certainly something for the interview afterwards. Something that we have to mention. We thought, okay, deer pretty close and pretty nice that it's together. But now, obviously, VorTX only needs to defend one spot if he wants to limit those scouts.
Yeah, the deer being together is a huge pain. Maybe like
反正
he
这
can
个
sneak a few of those carcasses.
小
His
弓
spearmen are
跟
super
金马
fast, but it's going to be tough for him. He's going to have to be pretty clever about it. Villager now walling to the middle there. Scout stopping in the middle of the wall though. And now the spearmen are all moving up that way. Scouts from BC will come along and push the scout away from VorTX, which means he can wall up behind this. Also means the spearmen will be pulled a little bit out of position. So
这边要
potentially he
卡
can
着
come
不让他
back for those
盖。
carcasses while the spearmen aren't there.
That would be a sneaky move, but
让
the
他
man
盖
split
起
there.
来。
Some at the aggression at the top, and some at the defense at the bottom. And now Archer should easily deal with this. Nice control by VorTX. And look at his resources.
Yeah, they're kind of insane right now, and he's thinking about going up to the 3rd age, and it's only been spearmen for him. It's been very low effort push here, just staying on these deer because the archers were
Beasty 这边要上
up.
山，
BC has enough archers where he can push him off these deer
然
now
后
and grab the
VorTX
carcasses
也
once
是
again. And BC actually building up some resources too. So
但
maybe
是
he's
一个
going
是
up to
想
the 3rd age
围
as well.
墙的
He
上
gets the
山
rainbow.，
And look at the stone as well from VortiX. We'll be able to build quite some stuff. Now goes for Lancers. Interesting choice. So we'll be Spearman Lancer. Not sure how many more Spearman he's
这个
going to
石
get.
头真
We've
的
seen this
是
earlier by VortiX, right?
放的
When
位
he
置
played
不
against
错，
the Viper, where he only played
这样
a lot of
牧
his
场直接出来
And
养也
then
不用
one
走
more
太
game
远。
where he... No, I'm confused. I'll take it back.
I just wonder, like, is he counting on there not being walls there from BC, on there being openings for the Lancers to hit the eco, or is he going to take a straight up fight down the middle with them? Oh, wow. Scouts being taken out there by the Spearmen. So we were talking about them bringing in carcasses. I mean, he's down to 2 scouts. He had 5 at one point. But great engagements there from VortiX as he moves that step Rito over towards the gold. I wonder if he goes for the mine gold and then buy wood approach and add the second town center behind. We've seen it like 3 times in the tournament.
Oh, great
法国这边上山的时间慢了一点点，
not the greatest efficiency, but pretty
不
easy
过
to
还
play.
好，
We all agreed on that, and now the second
主要是看经济啦。目前 Beastyqt 的经济是领先的，
okay-ish against Spearmen if they are behind walls. If
然
they are
后
able to
墙也有拉起来，所以蒙古要推没有那么简单。
To that step Rito. VortiX knowing that's an issue. He's got a couple spearmen there and he's sending 4 more, so should be able to defend on that side. And here comes the wall from BC. He's going to give up on those deer. They've caused him enough headaches already, and he's just going to try and secure himself and just capitalize on his superior economy here with the French.
Okay.
Is that wall?
So the
The wall was hit, I guess. It was ticked.
Oh, stop. No, we can't go through. Still, another villager could fall, even though that we have the Khan having reduced damage output here. Still enough. Still
哦
enough.，
竟然射死哎，好扯！应该是11分17秒。
Back of VortiX's economy, it feels
从11分17秒开始看，
like the walls will go up behind the archers.
Stables, your archery range around it.
从这边看
Everything
看
is so much easier. Probably followed up with the monastery. Get control over the only sacred site, the one in the center, and
There it is.
get some control. But
There's the market, step Rito, and there's the second TC. So VortiX is going to be booming up behind this. Will it be enough though? Will it be enough? Because BC already had the lead from that French TC. He already picked off a few
哦
villagers.
开
earlier. He
2TC
has the
了
wheelbarrow.
蒙古
He has the
2TC，
better economy at this
他
point
的
in the game.
木
And I
竟
don't
然
know if
够
VortiX
让
can
他
move
开
and control at the
2TC。
same time.
Chivalry, relatively late, and we'll look at that. You have your answer. Beastyqt goes for the second town center, so he will be keeping up quite a bit as well. And now we have the army pushing VortiX away. Military count reasonably close. The big question will be, where are they placing their castles?
Oh, he's going to chop through?
Beastyqts.
Sending a villager forward. Potentially thinking about a chop through with this build.
But where?
Getting the Lancers into the economy. I don't know. Or maybe it's an,
At the very bottom?
is it like an outpost instead? What,
这个
what's
船要干
going
嘛
on with this villager?
I wouldn't mind an outpost, honestly. Gets him some more vision, gets him some more mobility. Goes to the top, but Lancer's already, or Knight's already around there.
Knights are around there, but I think the Knights are going to miss this army just by a couple seconds. The villager will go through up there. The Lancers looping around on that side. The gate does see the villager. Whether he notices that blue dot is another question as she begins to chop, and the Lancers could potentially get in on the stone.
他要
The
挖
Khan-
树，
Oh no, the Khan attacks the
他要
gate.
挖
Gives them
树进
notification
来
what's happening.
Oh, look
被
at
发
that.
现
Now walls behind this one. Obviously, the Khan might still find a villager kill, but now further away. Oh, that auto attack really hurt VortiX.
Yeah, really bad stuff there. Letting BC know that the counter attack was coming. The walls will go up behind the archers, and Arbs will be shifted over to that location. At the same time, I believe BC was going forward with a few Knights looking for some eco damage, and he's got quite a bit of stone in the bank too, so could be able to get that keep up soon. Is there any military at home here from VortiX? Okay, there's a couple spearmen waiting under the TC.
That's not enough. Against Chivalry Knights, he will just straight up against the Spearmen, heal up, and come back later. Oh, but more Spearmen even.
More spearmen
Separate out.
protecting the step readout, so great stuff there from VortiX. Didn't go for the outpost there, but has spearmen waiting for that army. He knew it was coming, and here comes a monk, bringing back the first relic of the
哎
game.
呦
More，barracks
僧侣
here.
来喽
Interesting，choice there for sure. Villagers now
扛着圣物
shooting at the Knights. Oh, that's quite some army moving forward in Beastyqt. He wants that keep next to the sacred site. But look at that, towers to protect.
Towers to protect, but how strong really are those towers if you only have 14 military to back it up? 27 military on the field from BC, and he has the
目
superior
前
economy. He's going to be
Beasty
going
还是
for that
村
keep
民
right
数领
beside
先，
these towers from our Mongols
而且
player.
有
And
手
remember,
推
on this
车
map,。there's only one sacred site, so if you capture that, all you need to do is hold it for 10 minutes to win the game.
兵的数量呢
Searching siege engineers.
也是
Not like wanting to
Beasty
make some
领
push and
先。
maybe improve siege engineers. Now the push in the center, sacred site won't be controlled, and Beastyqt with a beautiful position in the center.
Doesn't have enough stone for another follow-up keep, but can keep his villagers mining up there and can capture that sacred site. He's got a monk in the queue right now, and I think he's
哦，这
thinking
边
about doing just that.
哦，直接疯狂爆兵，
Goes for the next one.
And the center obviously pretty easy.
而且在研发
Okay,
工
quite a
程
lot of
器
stuff，there, and maybe go further down also an option for you. But now no one really controlling the sacred sites. More
工
towers.
程器的科技
Somewhat stabilizes. Maybe let's take a look at the guild hall and see.
VortiX 要打凶了
Actually，gold, but just collected some other resources.
Yeah, only 20 in there, so not too much there. for
打算一
BC
波
at
拍
all.
死 Beasty。
What's your game plan once you see the keep come up from the French with the Mongols?
Well, you can still deny the sacred site, right? So you don't need to get too nervous. We still have step out. We still have double town center. We are getting some relics. So VortiX on the way of setting himself up reasonably well, right? And the winning condition in the center, not really activated. So I think Mongols not in the worst spot.
You can deny the sacred site, but can you deny that second keep if he wants to place it there?
Well, you're trying to build some angles now. You're trying to go for something. But look at that. Beastyqt. He feels like, okay,
哦，这边 Beasty 想要拖到大后期，开始造10强。
Yeah, and he's just kind of driving the Knights off. BC still has quite a few units in production, getting boiling oil now, getting a Springald out onto the field, so he's happy to be sitting in that position, and he's still running around with these Knights at the back of VortiX's economy. It feels like BC has not been reacting to VortiX this game. VortiX has been reacting to everything that he's doing, especially after that first initial Spearman push.
look at that. Double siege workshop now. Knights are ready as well. Goes for some more relic control himself. Sends them to the center. Tries to debate a bit more, but wow, VortiX absolutely on point. Has enough spearmen.
Yeah, great defense there from VortiX with the Spearman. Villagers taking more stone now. We see 500 stone in the bank
Oh,
for
so he's
BC.
at
They keep up another
total
town
get
center. He's
total
getting villagers on the
something.
wood there. Saw the second town center from VortiX, so should have a pretty good indication of how good the economy is for the Mongols player, but he knows he went for his own second TC, so he should be fairly confident. As Trebs are now on the field from VortiX, but that's going to take a while to take out that keep.
Some pastures being built with a mouse. Not really using the hotkey there, and wants to increase his food income a bit more. Tried to think about some upgrades. Decided against it. Now another trap as well.
开始造投石车了
I，feel
准
like I
备
saw
要
VortiX
大
yesterday
肆
building
入
outposts
侵
with。his mouse too.
Oh gosh.
And it's like, how many games do you build outposts, right? That seems
巨
really
型
weird.
投
That
石
you could
器
have
吧，
maybe
我们
I
就
don't
叫
know, different
巨
players have
型
different
投
preferences
石
for stuff.
机。
Is very, very strange to me though, as now Beasty shifts over to the north side with a big number of Knights and some archers to push away the Spearmen as well. Kind of baited them into the archers with those initial Knights, and he's going to loop around to the north side, try and hit the eco once again. I just wonder, Where is the second keep going from BC? He doesn't seem all that concerned about the trebuchets attacking his keep right now.
Goes for some more repair. If he keeps that one up, oh, that's some exposed villagers. Nice.
这边要来头寸。
Only now coming in, and that will be a pretty ugly area. And those villagers, what are they up to?
They're idle. The villagers are doing nothing. The knights charge in, and so many villagers go down. The archers also shooting at them. Is that his only gold? He can do it safely.
Well, there's still some in the center. We have no towers right now. Taking the hill. Yeah, you don't have too much. Starting to get into some more raids. Basically, roughly 20 villagers ahead.
因为中国不能围墙，蒙古不能围墙，蒙古围不了墙，这个很容易被骚扰。
Maybe going directly over it. Now more knights are coming in, finding quite some kills here. Beautiful raid by Beastyqt.
Yeah, great stuff. There's only one spearman there too. The keep is going down, but it looks like there is a keep behind that. So BC will just keep falling back and keep raiding the economy from VortiX. VortiX sitting at 65 villagers right now. BC at 94.
VortiX and Beastyqt both having 2 of the raids. I think one was still in the center. Now
好，现在 Beasty 龙数是领先的。
That, so BC will just keep falling back and keep raiding the economy from VortiX. VortiX sitting at 65 villagers right now. BC at 94.
VortiX and Beastyqt both having 2 of the raids. I think one was still in the center. Now
啊，为什么停？大家比我看直播，好看直播。
area. Ooh, what an intense game. Another night raid, but it feels like we see VortiX being fully prepared with all his spearmen, trying to take the big Springfield fight in the center.
But at the same moment, he takes the fight with the spearmen. His Springolds are being taken out by BC, and all you have to do is go after the Springolds first, and then you can hit the Trebs for free. Mangonel even getting in on the action. Looks like only 2 Springolds left for VortiX. Knights are in his base right now. Trebs are continuing to push forward. Only 2 Springolds left on that side for Beasty, but it says he has 6 on the field, so maybe bringing some over. The keep will likely fall, so the push continues for VortiX. Problems at home, though. Big problems at home.
Uh-oh, drops below 70 villagers, and that woodline is gone. And you already asked, like, where is his next woodline? But if he loses this one, it doesn't even matter. Now Militaire pushing into the center. Springles from the back will deal with those with those traps. Maybe the keep even stays alive, Dave.
I think the keep stays alive. I think Beasty has successfully taken out everything here with his Springold mass, and the Knights are just having a day over here in the economy from VortiX. VortiX goes down. Beasty, fantastic positioning there. He didn't really lose any eco early to that push from VortiX. VortiX push was only to deny the professional scouts from bringing in the carcasses. Couldn't even do that, and then didn't do any damage in Kasva.
我们再回去看一下那个刚刚不给看的那一段。我们从99龙开始。
Every time he comes in with those trebuchet, I feel like he's just going to get sniped, and he's going to constantly worry about this army of range. Here, one shot, one trap goes down. At the same time, he engages against the Lancers in the north. He's going to take that out.
这里都还在理解范围之内。啊，这边要开推，就刚刚我们看的那一段。
Yeah, but what does VortiX have over in this location to deal with that army? It feels like he doesn't have anything, and if he pulls the army from the middle, there's going to be an opportunity there for
这边推了2、3次都没有推进去。
So this is a really great mix-up here from BC. Great positioning from him. VortiX is super struggling. He has pulled his entire main force.
那这边一直在闹出，踩不了那个金。
Yeah, more villagers going down to 60 vills now. BC is 40 villagers ahead in this matchup, and more villagers dying. Look at all the dead bodies there. 58 villagers for VortiX. BC tried to take that timing window to come out and snipe those trebuchets. The trebs were pulled back in time, but he has full control over them now.
所以刚刚已经又推1次了嘛，然后现在要再推第2次，再往上推那个3个。那个 keep 大型箭塔影响太大。
But how does he reclaim the center? Every time he comes in with those trebuchet, I feel like he's just going to get sniped, and he's going to constantly worry about this army of range units over here. All the while, Beasty, I mean, he continues the production, he continues the upgrades coming in, and he's going to start attacking that, or start capturing that sacred site now.
Getting pushed away on this end. Nice. Oh, not actually getting pushed away till the end. Now ability upgrade as well flying in.
而且这个大型箭塔是有开一堆科技的。
Wants to set himself up with stronger units, with better economy and more back.
2 more Springolds coming out here from BC. Also, it continues to produce Knights. We see the buildup of siege here from VortiX. He's going to try and push out in one big ball. BC once again switching over to that northern side of VortiX's base. There are 4 outposts there now. With emplacements that he can
盖直接盖了4个箭塔，来防止被跑出来。
I think the Knights could have even committed there, right? They've only lost some HP, could have only found 3 kills though, and is happy to at least force some idle time. VortiX at pop 135, Beasty plus 40.
Where does VortiX go for wood?
I think in the far back, but that won't be for too long.
这边开始圣地倒数。
Okay, he's still got a decent amount.
3-4K, I would think. game ends in 9 minutes. Unless VortiX pulls something out of his head, unless VortiX reclaims the center. But look at that, another keep being built by Beastyqt. He's just fortifying this area so nicely.
I like how he doesn't make that too aggressively either. Makes it pretty safe on the other side. It means that VortiX theoretically could come in and deny the timer on the sacred site, but he's going to lose a lot of units if he does. And he's not going to be able to snipe that keep for free from a safe location with his trebuchet.
Full spring ult here as
Is that
well.
a second keep too? Oh no, that's an outpost.
It's an outpost, but that one is getting smashed instantly. Look at the amount of traps though. Holy moly, VortiX. He has 5 traps on the field, 2 Mangonels, but that's 6 spring ults.
又来猜这个
Crazy.
8
keeper
spring ults for Beasty.
Oh, he's crazy good at controlling them as well.
8 spring ults here for Beasty, so VortiX needs to be careful here. He's coming forward with the spring ults. He's trying to get those first shots off. Looks like Beasty is still repairing that keep, and Beasty is still raiding with the Knights and VortiX's eco.
Trying to control this area. Ooh, what an intense game. Another night raid, but it feels like
至少
VortiX is fully
127
prepared for
哦
all his spearmen, trying to take the big spring ult fight in the center.
这个没有
But
推
he
成
takes the
功
fight with the spearmen. His spring ults are being taken out by Beasty.
一堆
And
弩炮
all
在
you
那
have to
边
do is go after the spring ults first, and then you can hit the traps for free. Mangonel even getting in on the action. Looks like only 2 spring ults left for VortiX. Knights are in his base right now. Trebs are continuing to push forward. Only 2 spring ults left on that side for Beasty, but it says he has 6 on the field, so maybe bringing some over.
那个
The keep will likely fall.
keep
So the push
直接
continues for
守住
VortiX. Problems at home though.
然后
Big
这
problems
边
at home.
村民又被
Drops below
杀
70 villagers, and that woodline is gone, and you already asked, like, where's his next woodline? But if he loses this one, it doesn't even matter how much they're pushing into the center. Spring ults from the back will deal with those traps potentially. Maybe the keep even stays alive, Dave.
I think the keep stays alive. I think Beasty has successfully taken out everything here with his spring ult mass, and the Knights are just having a day over here in the economy for VortiX. VortiX goes down. Beasty
就到这边。好，我们再回来看直播。
a hash
中间应该有休息吧？等一下，应该要休息。
The patented Beastyqt banana break here.
High view next. Bruce, obviously
那
crazy.
边休息
good
时间，我们先
on
暂停录
high
制一下
view.。
Beastyqt with
OK，现在我们来到了第6局
Beastyqt with the
，VortiX 对
Mongols
上
here on
Beasty
Highview.
It's
罗
crazy.
斯
Look,
对
he
蒙古。
world class in 4 games, right? He was it in StarCraft 2, was it in Warcraft 3, was it in Heroes of the Storm,
刚刚
and
第一图
now
是利帕尼
top 4 player in Age of Empires 4
预
as
测预
well.
测
Those 2 brothers
，VortiX 这边6层
extremely
了，
gifted when it comes to strategy games.
How
又拉
many
平，又拉
scouts
平了。
do you open with here? We
Well,
see
Bruce
Beasty with an extra one. We see VortiX with an extra one right now.
and 1 in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
queue, so we'll go for 3. Oh, actually killed his own sheep.
Oh, nice snipe. The Khan was trying to take it away from him,
这
but he
边
gets
狼很
that
多
extra
哎，
5
那这样
gold
VortiX
towards
还
his
蛮有利的
bounty.。Looks like Beasty though is
哦
going to be
，BC
picking
压
up
的
these
人
3
变多了
wolves. So that's a good snag for him. Also has the sheep
蒙
following
古
there.
打
Might be
罗
able to
斯
find
哦
the，sheep north of that. That's perfect. And we can see the
蒙
double
古
view
打
here
罗
as both
斯，
players hunt
哇
for the hunt
我有点想压
and
Beasty。
try and either deny bounty for the other player
Beasty 的
or
蒙古
get
真的强，
bounty for
打
yourself.
Beasty。
VortiX probably looking for that
Okay.
tier 2 and then tier 3 way later in the game.
If he ever gets to tier 3, right?
Yeah.
Especially in 1v1s, we have not seen the biggest
all
success
in
in
V，
those. Look at how Beasty
很假。
has a group of wolves following him there, and now we see VortiX is getting the deer at his own front base. Even ignores the one in the back, which is really weird. Wants to bring in the wolves first. Greedy, but I think it will pay off. I don't see Beastyqt being too far out on the map
VortiX
of VortiX.
also not really expanding with the scouts at all.
Does he have 4 scouts? He has 4 scouts.
Oh.
That's weird. That's something I've not seen in quite some time, especially after scouts
被
got
罗
changed.
斯
Scouts
4
got
个
more
斥候开
expensive,，and they're slower carrying the. Oh, and is that only to contest more wolves? But Beastyqt already got 4, so that's really good for him. Look at that.
Yeah,
It's 100 gold tonight.
Beastyqt with a
I'm near
lot of
Beastyqt,
denied bounty
yeah.
underneath his town center here. Looks like VortiX is currently battling a wolf, but like you said, 4 scouts, it's such a big
我以为念
investment
Beasty
early. Especially against the Mongols who can put on
还是
that early
Beastqyt
pressure. Maybe you're putting yourself
还
a
是念
little bit too far back.
那我算了，我
We
不想
see
念了
the。early pressure though. We see the almost the 180 stone there, so no production there in the spearman department. Still finds 2 more wolves behind Beastyqt's base, and VortiX now on the way to
蒙
Castle.
古打罗斯其实我觉得有点接近镜像开了，但是
this is again 2 match points here for
蒙古的那个
Beastyqt.
上
If he
3的
wins
那
one
个
of the
金
next 2 games,
金的
he
爆发
will go
很强，
into the
然后
finals
罗斯抢在他的金马换资源，所以上3会很快。2个都算是上3蛮快，然后也有爆发力的文明。
That he feels like he would be a good matchup against Marine Lord.
They were training together.
Yeah.
And last time, Marine Lord was training with someone, tryharding for a tournament. It was Winter Championship, and Beastyqt fell early. I just want to say, Hera won that one, 4-3 against Marine Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, BC saying that Marine Lord would have a little bit of nerves in the final, and he'd like to capitalize on that. So he definitely had a preference, and I think he also just wants to beat Marine Lord after he got beat in the group stage. But that's neither here nor there, as we see the con trailing a few more sheep. Both scouts, or the scouts from both players, just exploring the various areas of the map, and the bounty is at 300. So this is fine for VortiX, and we're just going to be paying attention to the openings as both players are almost up into the second age. VortiX will reach there first. Beastyqt will follow shortly.
VortiX 金门，
VortiX
然后狩猎小屋也放下去。
Is that survival techniques there? Or is that professional scouts there? Okay.
赏金315哦，其实以单挑来讲，300多已经很强了。
Well, we are simply it's professional
There it
scouts.
is.
然后开生存技术，
Still, relatively late feudal age again. Look at that, we're at 455. Oh, a scout goes down though. And what are those villagers up to? Seems like they are rushing to an archer range now. It's so weird by Beastyqt.
Well, BC's not even up yet. Like, it's not even up yet. Still working on the deer stones. The barracks is there. The scouts are now pressuring the girl a
那
little
是
bit.
专业伺候，不是生存技术。生存技术是一个鹿头，然后上面有个问号的那一个，然后专业伺候是一个圈圈的。 这个是专业伺候，所以等一下可以搬肉。然后生存技术是一个问号，然后有个 T 字的，那个是让村民载肉跟收肉的速率增加。这个是专业伺候，要记清楚了。
picking away or attempting to pick away at BC's economy. The tower will be there, but the tower doesn't really do anything in that position, does it?
每次都跟生存技术基础。
Protecting the gold a bit, but not really. Ooh, 5 HP? Well, villagers could have maybe gotten fancy there.
5 HP on that con.
打到后面，Beasty的心跳越跳越快。
To maybe engage with that. Maybe he senses that this is happening. Knight now on the field. Scouts coming from the other direction, and Beasty is going to have to run away. Maybe use his speed arrow, and there it is. And he will escape with that con. Doesn't want to wait for a new one to be rewarded, so he's going to save that for the time being.
Beastyqt finds another wolf, finds another sheep there at the bottom of the map. Now spearmen are coming over. I think this is the latest spearman rush I've ever seen.
This is very late indeed, and you just have to wonder what's going on there. He did get some good hits though against the Knight, and it's still trying to take down the con. Beasty baiting it with the low HP con, and the Knight will escape, but the con will be right behind, so that thing...
6 HP doesn't really matter. We don't have any healing here in Fuel Age, so that one will be a big loss for sure. Barely survives, and now we have the archer range. For VortiX needs to make something happen to defend against all those spearmen coming in.
Archer range there. What's the follow-up here from Beasty? Very late spearman rush, like you said. Outposts on the Uvu, and he's just gonna pull his spearman back.
Another outpost there.
And a villager coming forward now. Okay.
Is Beastyqt playing like the super late game here? Like, this is no feudal age aggression. And Roos doesn't really mind skipping feudal age. I'm confused.
Knight at the back, very, very weak, not able to really do anything. Unless, with the spearman there, he should be fine. Maybe gonna charge one villager. Bop.
哇，死村！残血马竟然可以杀村。
And the Knight goes down. And ooh, BC has found the scouts. He'll use the movement arrow for his spearmen to try and catch up with them. The carcasses are forced to be dropped. And VortiX will have to run away from that location. He still has some carcasses under his town center, but he's going to run into problems if he keeps going back for those. He's going to need archer support for sure with the spearmen over there from BC. And BC actually takes out another Knight at the back.
Tricky moves here to be made from either player actually, because this is not the straightforward game. It's so many spearmen being built, then you want to go for archers. Oh, look at that, siege engineers by VortiX.
And I think BC is getting pressure. BC's getting a little bit greedy too. He's already got wheelbarrow. He's building up gold. He's building up food.
Uh-oh, but that's weird. Siege engineers, and this could be quite a nice pressure.
他竟然开这个工程器
，full knight.
他要打时代2。
And Mongols won't have the greatest answer. If If they only have like 2.
两边这边都不打算打直升诶。
We'll give BC
他们时代2就要
a
开搞。
heads up as to what's coming. He'll see these archers heading over to his base. He doesn't really have anything to deal with these archers. Just that one outpost in the middle and the one near his Uvu. So not too much at home if VortiX just simply goes around this location. Only Spearman for him, and he's still building up food and gold. So BC's definitely thinking about transitioning into the third age here.
VortiX not really. VortiX continues to produce more knights, more archers. Tries to claim a bit more of that
有点怪
area, but Spearman
这2场
just
的
one away, and
这应该
Ram
说这一场啊，这一场的
sneaking
节奏
builds
很
in the South
奇
Forest
怪，
makes lots of sense. More outpost here.
互
Kind of
相
a
插
no
塔
man's
就
land for
算
BC
了
here.
然
Bit
后
surprised.
罗斯
Still
搬
tries
动物
to
也算了，
go
结果罗斯竟然要打
destroy
时代
tier.
2，
The question is where
出
does
小
Ram
攻
go of VortiX?
I think BC just
打
wants
时代2。
advance warning on
当然啦，
everything
也有一
coming
部分
into
原
his
因是因
base.
为罗
He wants
斯
to know what's happening.
罗
He
斯
wants
的
to
他
know
的
if VortiX
攻
is
嘛有被消，
sneaking
所以
around.
没有像以前那么强。
It's just the question of like,
可是现在要
what if
打
he
时代
is? What
2，
if you see him? what are you gonna do about it? Really, like, what do you do when you see this army? Which
VortiX
he
到底
will
在
with
想
his
什么？
con. See the archers coming in, the horsemen coming in. He didn't see the ram there, but he will see it shortly. Like,
罗斯经济
what
优势
do
打
you
时代
really
2就好
counter
了。
this
现
with?
在
Is that a
15被
second
削弱
tower?
又没读
Wow,
掉，
he expects the aggression. Textiles now coming in from Beastyqt as well.
我觉得
He's not
胜
too
率
far
还是
away
有
from
差。
castling. Second ram. There's going to be massive aggression.
So double tower on the Uvu, double ram though pushing in here from VortiX. VortiX going very, very aggressive indeed, and BC still building up res for the third age. How many archers does he have back with those
哦
spearmen?，
这边
It's a
Beasty 想要上
decent
时代
amount.
了。
Seven. I'll
Seven
let you be the
archers.
judge. Some knights here. Only 3 knights, 3 scouts.
这点
That's
兵
not enough for
还想
Beastyqt.
弄
I
人
don't，know if this is I don't know if this is enough for VortiX. Feels like BC can kind of snipe down some of those archer numbers and then maybe engage against the knights with his spearmen. We saw the
那
spearmen
很少
hanging out near those
这2
carcasses.
台冲
Doesn't
车
want
加
VortiX
小攻
to
弄
bring
不死人
them
啊！
in. The Rams now heading in towards those outposts from BC. BC will engage with archers and VortiX will be forced back, and here come the villagers from BC to snipe that ram, but he pulls them back in time. Those villagers have wheelbarrow and have the network as well, so they're going to be very fast.
Oh, this could make or break Beastyqt here. If he wins this game, he's going into the finals. If not, we will go on to game number 7 on Altai, where he
Oh,
will
sounds
face
sad.
Chinese. Goes for the step redoubt, knows, okay, I have the timing. I don't need to go for more army. On the other side, VortiX floating 500 food. Can't really get to Castle Age.
I wonder, like, how many carcasses VortiX has now under his TC, because BC kind of denied some of that. Yeah, it's not that much left there in terms of food economy for him.
Maybe 3, 4 left, indeed. Rams now, even the third ram. I think he needed more army.
哦
One knight,
3
one
个
archer,
冲
the
车
queue, now some more archers. There will be some pressure against the Ovo, but obviously not having too much stone left anyways.
And look at the army here from BC. BC is heading in. He's got the con to support. The knights
草
from
原防卫
VortiX
据
are
点
going to have，to
草
be
原防
very
卫据
careful
点。
here when they engage against the army from BC, because BC has those spearmen. So the archers are going to have to do work against those spearmen
时
first.
代3
The
草
Uvu
原
is
防卫
being
据
moved,
点这
but
边
BC didn't really have
3
that
台
much
冲车
stone.
硬推，我觉得
the bank
推掉塔就要
anyway.
偷笑了。
Okay, Spearman now moving forward. A new age begins. Beastyqt is reaching Castle Age. What is he investing into? Moves with all his buildings. The
全部搬
specialty
走
of Mongols. But the Rams, they are pushing forward.
Also some
全部搬
villagers
走
exposed over on that side, but the archers can't really take the time to snipe them. And looks like BC actually sniped quite a few archers from
Spearman.
VortiX as he came in. The spearmen were exposed there, but they're going to be pulled back. BC not getting any upgrades yet.
Not
And he's
really
going into men-at-arms.
Okay, didn't really achieve too
Wow,
much with this
Beasty the
Castle Age
Waity.
yet. Finally, men at arms, as you mentioned. Now we see some spearmen, more archers being added. I think VortiX was expecting some lancers. Saw the stable there apparently, or something that gave him false information, because he's not going for the right units. I think committing with more knights could have been an option, or trying to castle yourself.
Are those idle villagers all under the TC where there's no carcasses?
Oh, that
There's
hurts.
no food. There's no food here, and the
哇
berries
哇
are all
哇
being
哇
taken
！Vortex
too.
没有肉
Oh,
了
there's no
，Vortex 没
food
有
here
肉
for
了。
VortiX.
He's going and clearing up a tower in the center of the map. VortiX 100
Vortex
gold, 700
Vortex
food.
你没有
So
肉了。
far away. queues up some more, but Beastyqt is happy with getting some time.
Beastqyt 这边还有一堆肉哦，那个牧场一直产羊出来。
Also struggling for wood too. He has some food in the bank, but the Rams are now going to shift over towards this town center, and this is a push from VortiX that he needs to do at least some damage. Idle some eco something, because you're going to be struggling here in the next few minutes with your opponent in that third H. Villagers now committing towards the Ram. They're going to be able to take out one, I believe.
Villagers are falling here. This could be the final fight for VortiX in N4C. He's in the semifinals. He's down 3-2 and he's getting pushed away. Spearmen are pushing in. Some men at arms. Khan obviously H helping out. Beastyqt below
这边有时代优势。
7 population here, and
feels like
但是农民的话有一点落后，有点紧张哦。现在尴尬的是金不够，产不出这么像样的兵。
but now it's mainly knights and archers.
And Lancer in the queue now from Beasty. Lots of villagers there. There's an opportunity here for VortiX to take out a lot of economy from Beasty. We see villagers going down right now. They're hard committing on the Rams. He's got archers behind. He's got that TC still firing, but no real upgrades on these units for Beasty. So VortiX is going to be able to take this engagement. Even the men-at-arms need to run away.
村民跟小公真的长得很
Be
像。
sure to hold Beasty at his own base right now.
Okay, went in, went
一直
out.
压着欸
Some losses for
这样
sure.
罗斯
Village
经
advantage
济开
at
始领
10,
先
still
了
a，full H behind, goes
蒙
for
古
a
上
second
山
ram.
好像
Just knows
打不
okay,
出
I
优
want
势
to，continue with the pressure there at the
没
front.
肉了。
Only has one stable?
Yeah, the issue is going to be when the Lancers show up at his economy.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that would be pretty bad for him. How many Lancers can we afford to send around though? As we can see, Beastyqt right now, only one Lance on the field, make it 3 now.
Third Ram being added for the second time. He's going to have a 3 Ram push in towards this TC. Lancers are on the field here from Beasty.
Beasty 这边
Early
兵力
night
还是有
still
点
10
少。
of them from VortiX, and we have 23 archers. Meanwhile, for Beasty, only
而且
9 archers.
Beasty 这边基本上没有在采木。
I don't think he can. This push is just so sick. 41 military against 26 villagers, already low from earlier attacks. Yeah, we have textiles here. Let's take a look. Now the town center already at 70% HP.
怎么样？这边感觉守不住了。
He engages with the early knights. Lancers doing good work at the front there, but the archers are being picked off behind, and the Rams are still working on that town center, and that's a large portion of BC's eco. And his garrison inside there. BC really struggling with army numbers here. Villagers engaging against the Rams, but his military has all been cleared up. He pulls everything to fight against this.
So many villagers now being pulled. This is massive. Down to 12 military. Villagers low here. Rams are getting pushed back. More knights are coming forward, but that's going to be so many villager losses. Below 38 villagers now, and more to fall. But as we said, counterattacks really strong because VortiX is pushing everything on the screen.
Yeah, and I'd love to see some Lancers heading back towards VortiX's eco. He managed to kill 2 of those Rams, so the push is kind of stalled out right now. I think there's a window, if you're Beasty, to send those Lancers. Even 1 or 2 in those exposed resources could do so much damage. He didn't actually lose as much as I thought. He still has 36 villagers right now. It's just a lot of idle time, and a lot of messiness going on around that first TC.
Now the big question, what does the Rus player do? Is he thinking about Kasva? It's only 35 gold to come in. You can see that he's only working
对方一直造冲车，手搓螺旋丸。
There's 2 more Rams following. Lancer now coming out. He's going to find an archer. That's a really weak Lancer, though. So he'll need to run away. Maybe give Beasty an idea of a place to hit, though, because there's a lot of exposed villagers there.
3 Rams again. He's not taking the foot off the gas. 90 population against 50. Villagers pretty far in the back here. Not the greatest position to defend this town center.
Still some men-at-arms there from BC. He's adding in 2 more Lancers, and I believe he's sending a force across towards VortiX's eco. There's 3 Lancers here. This could do a whole lot of damage, but he needs to survive at home. Villagers being pushed right now to the front lines, and they're going to start engaging against these Rams under the archers, under the knights from his opponent. One ram goes down, second ram will probably follow, and the third ram, but it's like, how many villagers does he escape from this with?
Oh, it can't be a lot. Look at that, 26 and still plummeting. So much army falling down. Still nice counter attack, but it feels like a big split there. I think he needed the lances at home. Villagers still trying to run, tries to reposition the town center, but that was so many losses.
Yeah, there's so many losses for BC, but also so many losses for VortiX.
Double the population, Dave.
Double the population for sure, and villagers will keep going down here. TC gets repositioned at the back, and I wonder if VortiX... He doesn't take his foot off the gas here, right? He just keeps going.
He doesn't. He can't, right? He knows, okay, wow, your town center is so low. You're offering another landmark to me. I'm already pushing you so heavily. I can push away your pastures as well. There's just so much to be gained by continuing to push. The town center even burning.
The town center is on fire. Someone ring the bell here. Mark it now from BC. He has so much gold in the bank. That's a good move. He needs to balance his economy for sure.
Look at Beastie's food income. 0. He needs to send those sheep over. He needs to move those pastures. Look at that, all the dead sheep that were initially next to the town center.
Oh, that's absolutely tragic. Dead sheep under there. And maybe VortiX can go snag those with professional scouts.
Actually, like, we are going for all those berries here, which really surprised me. More barracks being built forward as well. Military-wise, 44 against 18.
Yeah. BC could find that wood line, maybe you would find an opportunity, but VortiX pushing in here with these rams once again. The step readout looks pretty vulnerable on that side. There's one outpost there for BC. I think BC is currently looking for reinforcements with those lancers. He's not getting eco from VortiX at the moment. 44 villagers against 27, but he's found the berries.
Oh, that's pretty good. Is he there to defend? No, he is there to do some damage. Around though, some lances in the front.
Spearman going down. The lancers now attacking that ram.
还要拉村民去打那一个螺旋丸。哦天哪，看头好痛。
Villagers will too. 23 villagers for BC. We've seen him in this position before. Once in this set, but he didn't manage to come back. We'll see if he can pull it back this time. Lancers coming in from the side, but still Spearman to defend these archers.
And now the tower goes down. That has the sprinkler in place. Still not doing enough. No gold income now. Completely pushed away from that. Luckily, he repaired that town center. But look at that. All the 3 relevant landmarks now on your screen.
Lancers just building up behind. VortiX still in the second age, by the way, folks. Ram though getting pretty out of position, and the villagers can engage with that. The Lancers engage with the early knights. Villagers still going after that. They take out the ram. 20 of them garrison in that town center, so he can start shooting those archers. He's still alive, but he's definitely on life support.
Look at the food. 10 in the bank. No income, 1 man at arms. Trying to make
0 per minute is not good.
Not good, Dave. 0 per minute is not good.
And villagers now coming forward from VortiX. I don't know where they're going, but
it might just be another lumber camp. I think he's just moving forward, trying to reposition himself a bit. Tries to put everything kind of on one screen here at the front. Feels so weird though. Maybe he doesn't want to get counter-attacked at home. That's why he moves his home.
Yeah. Maybe 2 more rams coming from him as the Lancers come in towards these berries once again. Spearman behind, more Spearman following. So these Lancers should be dealt with as the Rams come in for the, what, 4th, 5th, 6th time?
Something like that. More Spearmen here for the defense, and it just feels like now we are slowly running out of answers. 24 villagers, 11 military Lancers are coming in. Villagers again being pulled, but another big volley is going to die.
Villagers doing so much damage there to the Rams at the front, but they're taking so much damage, and there's no food income really from Beastyqt to replace these. 3 Rams once again dying. He hops in the TC again. He's still living.
How is he doing that? He constantly keeps killing them, but obviously villager losses, right? 19 villagers now at the 23-minute mark. This is madness again.
3打2除了双甲以外还有其他选择吗？
From VortiX, so BC is
出骑士给人搓手，
killing those.
我不知道，我不知道 BC 在想什么。他本来有要出装甲，但是
The economy is going to be completely exposed. VortiX still nowhere close to going up to the next stage.
Look at this economy. You know where the starting TC of BC was, right?
Yeah.
Exactly there.
结果 VortiX 把自己搞到上不了时代，
right into the eco.
一直在戳螺旋丸，戳到自己没有经
As
济
the。last form of attack. Yeah, exactly. Last form of attack for him. He's looking for reinforcements here with his lancers. He's looking for villagers that are away from the main group. He's even got his con over here now, and he'll be able to see 2 more rams being added from VortiX. So many rams this game. BC finally has some food income, though, so he can start replacing the villagers he lost. Still, half the villager amount, 44 to 22.
Khan, obviously, with really small armies, getting really
他直接
efficient.
不采金嘞，
Really
他
small
全部
armies
采木
doesn't
头
mean
是
you
怎
have
样
to？ be pop 33. Another lumber camp here tries to be more efficient. Archer numbers actually pretty solid. How can he constantly import those rams? I think he lost like 10 rams in this game already.
Yep, something like that. Definitely something close to that. He's just all in on wood. All in on wood in this economy. Struggling for food, struggling for gold, not even thinking about
Pull
stone.
the villagers again.
And
又来了，
villagers
又来了。
probably will be pulled
这
again
蒙古要怎么活？
as he comes in towards this starting town
我们谢
center.
谢黑子。
It's not too many
完
there
了
though.
这个
BC's
这个
just
TC
gonna
真的
run
要爆
away.
了。
Oh yeah. He feels like, okay, this is finally
Or
not
no,
the fight I
no,
can
no, no,
take.
never mind. He's gonna run back in.
Goes into the town center, but that's not going to be
他等一下
pretty.
要跑出
I
来
believe
扫
he
那个。
engages with the lancers at the same time. Oh, the villagers are
这
even
边村民
running
也在大
towards the
迁
town
徙。
center.
And now the
那
lancers
就能
over
跑
here,
出
maybe
来，
not enough
是被
spearmen
杀
on the，
他的村民
field.
够少。
Is this a potential for VortiX to throw this
BST 还是不
game?
行。
No way, he still has double the population. Lancer numbers simply not there. We have 5 lancers, double
这
minute
拉了一堆
arms,
村
town
民过
center
来
now
扫。
likely to
Landmark
fall.
snipe.
Is it though? Is it though? You can move your landmarks. Look at that. Villagers now
你可以
repairing
动
the town
动
center.
地标是不
Goes for
是？
the
我拉
market.
村民过来
I。think it's Mongols is one of the trickiest civilizations to landmark snipe.
I would be very intimidated if I saw that many people with torches chasing me.
Yeah,
村民打架
rightfully so.
很假。
没有想到会
Oh
演
my
变成这样
goodness,
子
this。is absolutely ridiculous
这场
here.
是史
How
诗级
many
的战役。
villagers does VortiX have chasing
is
this?
happening?
It must feel like Beasty, you're dead. Just
这
give
个
up.
可以吧？
太扯，这
And
太
he's
扯了，
chasing
这真的
after
是
them with all
RTS
of
吗
them. Beasty is
请问我
repairing
看的是
on the
RTS
move.
吗？
Looks like his starting town center will be going down, though. The starting town center is down,
啊
and the
DZ 爆了
Deerstones is, I think, in the main base. The separate out though is
Beasty
in the
还不跑。
corner. VortiX has all of his economy
还没爆，还
attacking
没爆。
BC's economy right now.
What
Oh,
do
没
those
了。
people think the
哲
population
学
of
里。
their opponents are? There's like, I just killed your starting town center, but there's no villagers really working for VortiX either. He's at 36 villagers, but what's his income? Non-existent. Look at the food,
It's
zero.
0, 0, 0, 0.
0 0
There's
0
no
There's
resources being
no
collected.
income.
零零
There's
零
no income
There's
from
one
either
hunting
player.
cabin
完全
and
零
one
了
ovo.
，Beasty
There's
现
not
在
a
零。
single villager collecting resources right now.
This game is absolutely
Some people
ridiculous
have
here,
their own
and it felt like every single Beastie loss in this set so far has been
然后你看
absolutely
VortiX 的
ridiculous,
进
and
账
we
也
might
很
see
低，
another
因为
one
他的
here.
村民也在
But
打架。
Beastie is hanging in there. He's still trying to compete in
That's
this
it.
game. He's moving his step out to the other side of the map, but there's no
不要去工
villagers.
作了。
Now Deerstones is on the move. You will not snipe me, my friend.
Double tower just to save the villagers there.
双
And,
塔。
oh, the raid is coming in though. Might be some more dead villagers. And that Khan, I mentioned it earlier, just crazy good with those small numbers. Where are we moving here?
Villagers now taking a tree on the opposite side. It seems like more landmarks are moving. The Khan can sit there comfortably and start sniping those villagers. Rams still working
车
away.
在
Look
跑
at。those poor sheep, not knowing to do what with their life.
我猜等一下 VortiX 会去吃
More
蒙古
buildings
的
trying
羊。
to run. This is how Mongols were designed. This is how the developers envisioned Mongols to be played.
And we're getting it to full effect here. Beastie in full rat gameplay mode right here, just hiding from his opponent.
Yo, Paul, what do you think about a civilization when
快
one
快
guy
出装
has
甲。
18 villagers and we are in a 30-minute game that he can actually move his buildings?
Yeah.
Good idea.
这是一个30分钟的游戏，然后一边36寸，一边18
What?
寸。
That sounds stupid.
Yep. That's where we are right now, though, as both players just try and figure out ways to finish off their opponent. Beastie refusing to go out, and he's going to shift all of his villagers over there to those sheep that he's brought
Beastie 心跳越来
away.
越慢了。
37 villagers for VortiX. We've got 18 villagers for BC. The heart rates have really calmed down now.
Dave. What is this game? One Khan still finds more kills. Has to fight so many deer stones. Tries to move around. This is kind of like trying to save the building here a bit.
He's got one going that way and one going the other direction. Divide and conquer in full effect here from Beasty.
So many stealth forests as well.
Yeah.
And you see VortiX, he's trying to find something. Can we take a look at the base of VortiX? I have no idea what we are witnessing.
There's something. There's 3 villagers on gold. Okay, 5 villagers.
Well, he can still use the golden gate. How many ticks do we have on the golden
好
gate?
对哦，可以用金门。
0 ticks, so you can't buy wood or food. Floating so much wood here.
Okay, Uvu being taken out. Beasty's gonna struggle to replace that.
Now some more barracks. Still feudal age.
Goes for a town
Remember,
center.
no,
这
that
游
is
戏
still the
卡着
starting
低
town
要
center.
入
It's the
场。
ideal position of the starting. So he needs to repair that fully and then he goes over there. Remember, VortiX is still in feudal age, by the way. 30 minutes in. Now double stable?
啊，双马厩，
Why?
He has no food income.
双马厩，
Why would you?
想要追这个
Okay.
地标吗？
We'll see. We'll see if it pays off here. Is he?
Ah, for the sheep that were lying around.
Ah.
He's getting food now.
哦，我知道，他要搬动物，
I don't even know
要
what
搬
they're
走那个
flicking.
蒙古动
All
物，
the buildings
是
now
不是
to
这
the
样？
top, all the pastures. So like, but he has no production at all.
His face looks really intense for a game that he's only clicking 4 lancers.
Beasty
without.
什么都没有
This
啦
is。this is what MOBA players probably doing all day, right?
Ah.
Just like one unit, and you still get stressed and still feel like you are actually achieving something, although you only control one unit.
就算只剩一个单位，一个单位，我也要一直操作，一直操
Not
作，一直
sure
操
if
作
you're。achieving anything.
We could go for some repair. Ooh, nice Lancer. We'll
看谁
find
的意
another
志力
race
先
here.
撑不住。
4 HP only though, obviously tough to check stuff like that. Unlikely that you think, okay, there's something coming with really low HP around at this stage in the game. You think, okay, most of the units had to be new. Markets now going away as well. Still no way to increase the villager count while we see VortiX slowly but surely climbing there.
He needs a TC. Like if he's not going to be doing raids or anything, he's killing.
真的假的？他要继续打下
How
去
many villagers did he kill in the last 2 minutes? 2, 1, 2.
Something like that.
BC.
Okay.
Now farms being added, Omega farms being added here from VortiX, so he's steadily gaining the advantage. You need to do something here in BC's
Archers
position.
a bit out of position. Villagers not too
不行的
crazy
啦
for
42
them
寸跟
either.
18寸
Archers now, obviously they can tickle away on those lances. No way to heal them. The only thing that you don't want to focus down are those... is the Khan. Man-at-arms, how did we get to 9 man-at-arms
Oh
again,
wow, I didn't even notice
他
that.
竟然
That's
有
what
一堆
he's doing
装
right
甲
now.
哎
He's，
好
queuing
扯
up
哦！
men-at-arms, and then he's going to go in to that
Nice.
one area. If he takes out the
挤出
military,
装甲
all the eco is forward
看
here
这死在
from VortiX, and he just placed a bunch of farms too. That's a big investment from him. If Beasty can collapse on that location, he can take out all of that stuff.
Do we have emplacements on those 2 towers in the center? That's what I want to know, because that's really important, and we have none. Look at that. That's only the villager defense, but still lots of army there. And VortiX, slowly but surely, climbing in villagers. 45 doesn't sound like a lot, but in this case, more than double of what his opponent can offer.
Still men-at-arms. Looks like BC with no Uvu. I guess because he doesn't have the wood.
He just lost one. Yeah.
这场进程整个慢下来了。VortiX 的经济一直戳冲车，结果经济也是有点残废的状态。他现在重新把那个肉金拉回来，有点困难，因为地图上也没剩多少金矿。
Yeah, because the guy can't find any. Okay,
这就是
two
典
more
型
two
的
more fortresses with a third one on the way too.
典型的
And
是天然资源
BC
受
comes
限的
in
问
here
题
with the
哦。
men-at-arms.
地图上
He
没有
does
金
have
的
the
话，就
double
只能靠
pierce
金
armor.
门。
He's got the lancers from the south. If he manages to clear up this military, there's actually a chance for him to take out the eco here from VortiX. So we'll track this fight very closely. 8 villagers
这
in
波
both
装甲
those,
杀进
6
去
in the，
杀
ones
很
to
多
the
东西
south.
哦。
But the men-at-arms are falling here.
Enough towers. What a great awareness here by VortiX. He knew the Olymp
有4
was
个塔
coming
在
in
那
that
边。
direction. 4 towers already set up. Was ready to do a 5th one. Beastyqt drops below 30 population.
Does he keep playing here?
He still has a Khan.
完了，Beastyqt 摇
He
头
still
了。
has a
That's
con,
enough.
still has a couple lancers. He's seen the farm setup though from
Yeah,
VortiX, and it just feels like every second he's getting further and further ahead. If your all-in didn't accomplish anything, you couldn't even clear up the military there. What is the game plan?
He found some villager kills. Maybe some more knights expected from VortiX here.
VortiX 真的不上时
tricky
代
to。judge who is ahead. Obviously, we see everything. We see the population that is hidden for the players, and they are a bit more clueless. They simply, with all the stealth forest, don't really know where is the opponent. What are they up to? Do they have an economy? I don't think VortiX believes that Beastyqt doesn't have a town center right
Yeah,
now.
I think he believes he does. Maybe you can play off that a little bit. Maybe you can like clear up
没
his
有
army
TC 还
and
弄
then
不
VortiX
死
calls the GG.
真
I
弄不
wouldn't
死。
rule it out. The question is like, how does he clear up the army?
Yeah.
Okay, now the barracks burning. Rams trying to make something happen. Does VortiX maybe think, okay, the opponent is in Castle Age? I'm actually on a timer here. Could he have a big mystery?
他这样场上一堆
There's
羊
a lot of sheep there. Oh my goodness. You almost don't want to like get
最后一波大会战。
It's a lot of Funico. And he's moving the sheep. Indeed, he is moving the sheep, but now he's losing villagers. He was at 18 for a very long time. He's now at 16. Trying to raid a little bit with the con, getting some hits there, but oh boy, BC with really no opportunities. He's got 6 men-at-arms, 2 lancers, a con, 3 spearmen, and a dream.
我是不觉得他能够继续跑。
The knights helping out a bit. Still, Springer the placement helping quite some way here. Rams are going back. Oi, 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 this is getting intense. Villagers are running away to the left-hand side. And VortiX, he will question, like, what's happening? Where's your army? Are you really only top 24? Is Khan really the only unit that we really have on the field? VortiX won't believe his eyes.
And Beastie will whisper, yes.
Looks so bad for him. Now the Rams is going down. Another pull. This is like the 15th Ram that we see dying here in Fuel Age for VortiX. 35 minutes, but he is so reluctant of changing his plans. Now the Khan could take quite some damage. That would be so bad. Look at the face of Beastyqt if he loses that 140 HP. No, it's a one-man army.
It's literally a one-man army over there. There are 2 lancers
这
on
不
the
投
field
降
as
是不是
well,
不尊重
BC,
对
but I
手
have no idea where they are. Maybe
对
they're
啊，
at
就
the
是耗
bottom there.
耗你
We
的
see
时
the
间，耗你的体
outpost
力。
now going down. Another ram being built. Love to see a ram count for this game. That must be number 13.
Something like that.
VortiX 就是要
Something
冷
like
静一
that.
下。
So much investment. Con still on the
我
wood
们
line.
打就赢了，
VortiX
不用太大的耗
cannot
力。
pass that like
问题是
45
怕心跳
villager mark, but it's 11 villagers for BC. 15 population. What?
Is he hoping for a disconnect? What's happening here? Now pulls
Think he
villagers
calls
against
the
the
GG
Ram.
here.
That can't be it. We are going to game 7, Dave.
GG
Going to a game 7. Wow, he really knew. Look at
VortiX 摇
the
摇头。
stress on his face. Like Beastie knows how to drag out his opponent here. Like this is really stressful for VortiX in a game number 6 like that. Beastie made him work for it.
Absolutely. Oh god, I can't really believe how intense this was. Now game number 7. We go into Altai. We go into Chinese
Yep.
for VortiX. And it's going to be Abbasid
The
for
Joe
Beastyqt. We think Abbasid might have the small advantage there.
我现在
Yeah.
一系变回
Abbasid
平民。
obviously their
我们
boom
等一下来看
is a
赛末
little bit
点。
better than the
OK， 我们现在看到的是赛末点哦，比赛进行到了3-3。VortiX 刚刚非常艰难的用他的罗斯时代2揍死了 Beasty 的蒙古啊，蒙古算是慢的上山啊，不是纯直升。然后接着 VortiX 一直靠罗斯戳这个冲撞车哦，一直把对方的村民逼出来打架。然后借此让 VortiX 借此让 Beasty 疲于奔命，然后 Beasty TC 爆炸之后呢，就开始各种蛇皮，各种搬东西，各种偷偷摸摸躲角落，然后开始想说能不能用骑兵的机动性反打，但是 VortiX 靠着坚韧的意志力。还是毁掉了 Beasty 的赛末点，现在是3-3。
Stretching towards the middle, so that could be an issue. As we get later into the game, obviously the Abbasid not likely to push.
Not for quite some time, yeah. We most of the time see some pushes in Castle.
中国对上阿巴斯 ，VortiX 选择的是 一个官员开局，一个官员，然后无金流的流程。
Then some scattered around trees. Wood control crucial on this map.
And I think TheMista played Abbasid on this map and just completely ran out of wood. He ran out of everything actually. The Chinese player he was against, or maybe it was Chinese.
我压了，我压
was
VortiX。
walling in everything, and he didn't realize until it was too late. So you really got to keep your eye on that if you are playing a little bit more defensively here. I don't like the berries for Beasty being that far forward, but he's got options to fall back to.
He will get most of them anyways, right? He's heavily on the berries, so not going for the Imperial Academy. So not the most aggressive play by VortiX. Needs to make sure that
这张地图是阿尔泰，
advance to fuel edge. Oh, look at that! Beastyqt even killing the deer as far away from the town center as possible. Even tries to push the deer away.
Yeah, he's pushing them up into the mountain slopes. It's going to be cold up there, so the villagers might suffer from some frostbite or something. And he wants to delay that food coming in as much as possible for VortiX, be as annoying as possible. And he has 2 scouts, so...
Ooh. Will take quite some damage, but now slips through. Nice and oily, getting out of there. And we're still not on stone. So VortiX... No, I mean Beastyqt. Not really thinking about the second
Beasty
town
阿巴斯
center
上时
just
代
yet. Still on gold.
He's able to see that Imperial Academy at VortiX's base, though, so he knows that it's not going to be an immediate forward Barbican. He doesn't have to worry about that too much. Wonder what the opening is going to be for Beasty here. VortiX reaching the feudal age, and Beasty, of course, goes for that mining camp on the stone. It looks like VortiX is doing the same thing, so maybe considering a second TC of his own, and Beasty is busy doing his thing over here on the hunt. He doesn't notice that VortiX is going out to that stone.
Yeah, and the question is, when will he notice? Still both scouts together. Would have liked to see a split, one at the top, one at the bottom. And that is quite some missing information for Beastyqt for now. He's obviously going for the boom himself, something that he will
直接升级手推车。
with. The big question, what is Chinese going to do to address this?
中国 VortiX 2个官员。
Economy. If we get to Song Dynasty, obviously 2 TC versus 2 TC, better for Chinese for the numbers, but the food investment so much higher.
Yeah, now Beasty's going to see this stone here, so he'll have a good idea of what his opponent is planning. Both players trying to get 300 stone in the bank.
Beasty 用2只斥候在闹中国的村民。
military investment early on in this game. It's a full boom game.
Full boom game.
It's not like we've had a long set already.
Yeah,
两边都有踩石头，所以应该是都有可能是要双 TC。哦，果然，哦，中国这边先双 TC。
is being dropped. Some people might be confused, like, why is he dropping the town center next to the other town center? Don't you want to use that one as a drop-off point? No. With Chinese, you want to use those drop-off points because they will give you some more gold. You can collect the taxes. Does not work with the town center drop-off.
Scouts now pushing the villagers away from the gold. Gold not really the biggest issue for the Chinese. Like Nilly mentioned, you can get the taxes, so that should sustain you. And BC just waiting for the 300 stones so he can make a second TC. So VortiX is going to be a little bit ahead in villager production. Now BC running away. There's the second town center on the deer and on that wood line. Settle in. Here we go. 2 TC versus 2 TC. No military buildings.
2 TC 啊，没有人在出兵。
a bit, to zone out the area a bit at the bottom end to get to 35% faster production from your 2 town centers. And well, that's simply you getting to nice numbers, but you still have to pay the full 50 food for your villagers, while obviously Abbasid at 25 food there, so it's easier for them to transition into Castle Age. China really good at defending though. If they get their if they get their astronomical clockwork tower out and maybe some springalds, maybe some nest of bees.
I'm just surprised that neither player went for anything. Like nothing.
看起来这一
No
场
military pressure whatsoever. Just
大
letting
家
each
都
other
打得
do
很
it.
谨
Who do
慎
you
啊，
favor in this position? I mean, the Chinese now have Song Dynasty. They're going to start printing bills
两边都不打算
faster
早
than
期
the
开战
opposite.。
I personally like Beastyqt a bit more on this
Just like
open
the cost
field.
savings.
The cost saving and simply the option to build siege on the field, right? The moment you get 10 men-at-arms out, it's so much easier for you to get sprinkled, so much easier for you to get men-at-arms. Yes, Chinese will have more HP on those, but is that enough if you're so heavily outnumbered?
BC building up resources now. VortiX really low on food. You can see those villagers costing more, starting to affect his resource bank already. And BC should be clicking up soon, actually.
哇，
Even
放
at
了个
2
军
TC.
营，
That's a way better timing here.
Yep.
Now we see a village in the back. Obviously remember that Song Dynasty and going for the Barbican cost him an additional 400 food, 200 gold, delaying his castle age timing in addition to the higher cost on villages.
He also has wheelbarrow,
Aye.
so a little bit more efficient for him. Spearman now, our first real military unit out onto the field as BC clicks up to the
中国
next
金
stage.
宋朝，
Continues production from both of those town centers, has the deer to take for food in the back, and also has a lot of sheep left over. So even once he's done with those berries, he will have options
Beasty
for food
上山了
economy, which is one of the problems for Abbasid after the initial berries are gone. But he goes for a barracks now.
I'm scared. I'm scared for VortiX.
Yeah,
我看一下
His
阿巴
castle
斯
age
上
timing
次
will
单
be
选
so
的是
much
什么？
later. Barbican won't really do too much against like full
文化偏电，
men-at-arm push. Yeah, still collecting some gold, but this is tricky. I think Beastyqt will be able to put on quite some pressure. Just need some more wood to add some more barracks. And once he gets to 3 barracks, I think lots of pressure is going to come from him.
what's the food situation like for VortiX? Because I know he ran out of the.
感觉打到大后期对 Vortex
and
不
I
太
know he was running out of the deer.
Yeah,
He's got
大
some
后期这样
berries on that side. That's pretty exposed.
对 Vortex 的体力不太有利啊。
Still at the top.
啊，Vortex，
Oh,
Where?
there's another carcass hiding there. Okay, so we'll have food for a
两
little
个人
while
年
longer.
纪应该没有差很多
To。
看一
transition
下，
into berries or into farms eventually. And well, still has some berries there at the front, obviously with super
观察
vision.
Vortex 的心
That's
跳
a。bit more efficient. Now second barracks will finish. And I think VortiX actually needs to go for some crossbow here to defend.
Vortex 28
Honestly,
岁，
meaning that he will be the one defending, won't really be able to put any pressure on
Oh,
there
Beasty.
for counterattacks.
Walls coming up on the right
Beasty
side
31岁，
from VortiX.
一个28，一个31。
And
Shot a deer there.
now the mill being scouted from Beastie. So he knows about that. He knows that that is a potential pressure point he can hit. Lots of barracks now queued to the
难怪我
front
在想为
side
什么我在
there.
无限回应，原
From
来是我可能
Beastie,
看到黑子的
men-at-arms
推举台。
on the way. And VortiX is just now going up to the third age. So his timing, he was actually somewhat in time. for
Okay,
this.
11 villages ahead. That's nice for VortiX. Now indeed goes for the archer ranges, so knows, okay, I need to go for crossbowmen. We see the economic wing also telling us that we are researching preservation of knowledge, reduction on all our researches that we want to do. Game stabilizes, obviously, or not just stabilizes.
哇，这村数差了10村左右哎，哦
Players
12。
kind of fearing I don't want to go out making a big mistake, and
两
therefore
边
playing
上山的时间其实
extremely
差不多。
defensively. We have Camel Archer in there as well. This could be a long one, Dave. This could be an intense one.
A long and intense one after a long and intense series. Another barracks. So 4 barracks.
No, 3 barracks, double archer range.
Ah, that one was an archer range. Okay, so
a
3 and
mix.
2.
Yeah, goes for a mix. Now the first farms being dropped off will be maybe the most
Vortex
exposed thing
优势
that we
蛮大
have
的
for now. And as we can see, Clockwork Tower that cannot be supervised anymore is going to start produce
那
some
阿巴
sprinkles.
斯的骆
More
驼
HP
还
of
是
those 300, as you can see.
没有发挥的很好。
Knowing that the siege push will likely come right down the middle. There's one wall there, another wall to the mountain, taking those berries in the side. The Camel Archer, the first aggression of the game, real
骆驼
aggression
弓
of the
手还是
game.
太贵
As the
了。
Camel Archer comes in and drives those villagers off the hunt.
I think with how defensively this game was played,
Yeah,
Beastyqt could have afforded a third town center.
yeah.
I think he would have arrived at the same time, maybe would have had 10 more villagers then. And VortiX, he's getting a nice lead.
Beasty
And
一
didn't
个
really take any
狂攀
damage.
科
And he
技，
Look
knows,
at the
okay.
look at the eco upgrades coming in from Beasty.
Okay.
Every
然后
eco
中国则是选
Oh,
择
that's
大
sick.
量
Does
爆
all
兵。
3 of them and a blacksmith upgrade, double blacksmith upgrades. He just clicked 5 upgrades.
Yeah, he's got them all queued. He got the cheaper technologies and then immediately just queues up everything.
Smart, so smart. 30% saved on all of them. Felt like wheelbarrow is something he wanted to have earlier, obviously with double town center. Makes lots of sense. And it's still the big question, will he be able to pressure? Because he is now 15 villagers behind, plus the Imperial officials.
Okay,
VortiX
coming out
兵
now.
多，
There's the
然后
first
村也比较
Mangonel
多。
of the game. It probably won't be the last.
3 Springles already, Dave. The Mangonel will achieve nothing. Now double Springlet, okay, trying
三
to
个弩
address
炮
it.，
Yeah, he's got his own Springles in the queue. He doesn't. I don't think he saw the Springles with his scout earlier from VortiX. Scout now coming out from VortiX. This is a great play here to bring this scout out and get that extra vision on what's coming his way.
Yeah, and see the army. We are still in the point of view. Look at that of VortiX. It looks like it's everything explored, but that's simply because the scouting positioning is so good.
Yeah, it's great.
Ah,
He's
全部
got
都
the
看到。
Springles behind, so he can feel
看
somewhat
光光
comfortable
完了。
看光
knowing
光。
that BC is going to struggle to push in here. Mangonel shot comes in on the villager. Scout goes down, but he got the initial information. He knows it's going to be men-at-arms, Mangonel, couple Springles, and some crossbows behind. And now BC is building more siege. He's on 2 different berry patches as well, so BC's food income is going to be really good behind this. 65 villagers for him, 78 villagers for VortiX, but the army advantage right now
VortiX
is sitting in
的木头也太
BC's
多了。
favor, and that was an outpost forward too.
I like that we see a new scout by VortiX. He knows, okay, there is an advantage when it comes to line of sight. Person on the hill sees further, can take better engagements, and therefore VortiX tries to get his scout in the front and probably wants to trade off at least evenly with the Springles there. Tricky spot, might find a kill against the scout.
5个弩
and
炮，两边都出5台
This
弩
could
炮。
get,
Suspicious position.
he's got to be careful. This push from the Abyssig could get out of control really quickly.
Point.
He's got to be really, really careful with his Springles. If he tosses too many away, it could be a problem. Mangonel's still kind of scouting for BC. He's going for an outpost there, also going for an outpost on the other side, just to give himself a little bit of vision, to know when the Springles are coming forward
哇
from
，VortiX 打得
VortiX.
超级
VortiX
小
also
心
going
的。
pretty far forward with those farms. This might be another pressure point that BC can hit, but he's looping everything around to this right side.
然后
Does that feel
Beasty
super
则是
risky to
一
build
直
the
用
farms there? You have
Yeah.
插
such
塔来
safe
控制
spots in
视
the
野。
back. That feels like a risk you don't need to take. Look at that. That would have been a spot all the far in the back. And Scout sees quite a lot of army coming over. Crossbow will deal with this one quite nicely because Mangonel's not really getting any shots in.
Yeah, Springle goes down from VortiX. He's going to back up, though. He doesn't take another one from BC. Farms now up there,
两
so
边的
if BC
兵
wants to
量
push in
差
that
不
way, he
多，
potentially can. That's a
但
wall
是
from
中国
BC
经济
too
小赢。
in the south there. So he's thinking about starting to wall his opponent in. That wouldn't even be the, it wouldn't be the first, it wouldn't be the second, probably be the third
目
time
前
we've seen that
Beasty 压
in
在
this
人家
series
门
so
口。
far.
The
哦，他要插
most
塔，
important
他要
game
插
too.
大型箭
in
塔，
their AU4 career.
Yeah.
大型箭
Like
塔。
directly 7.5k on the line, plus the shot
他要
for
插大型
another
箭塔
10k in the final
Beasty
tomorrow.
要凶
30k
了。
first, 20k second, 12.5k guaranteed now. They know that
完了
there's so
哦
much
，VortiX 是
pressure
不是
on
围
their
了？
opponent as well. And both players
真
just
吧
playing this extremely calm right now.
刚刚就知道
Trying to
VortiX
make
围
a
的这一
single
把。
misstep.
因为我压他嘛
The。keep coming up here from BC on that hill. This is going to be such a difficult position for VortiX to push back, especially if BC walls off that southern side.
相
So
信
it's
这个
going to
功
be
力，对
really
不对？
difficult for him to expand. BC's also walling off in the east, in that eastern corner. So BC is thinking about trapping his opponent and having keeps
Huh?
up here on the hill with his
中
siege,
国
with his infantry to
VortiX 在干
support.
嘛？
It's a very BC-like
拉
push,
村民
very
拆那个
slow,
哨
very
站。
methodical.
Yeah, and the forward keep, we saw that in his China
哦
game.
这边危险
earlier,
了，这一
and
团村
oh,
民
that's a lot of exposed
这
villagers.
团村民
Madame
不太
will come
妙。
over, could easily find 15 if this is not shift click
哇，
back
一
and if
群
he's
拿
not
着
reacting, but he does.
弯刀的那个
Keep coming on that
阿拔
gold.
斯人。
人家
How do
Now
you
we
really
have
defend this?
VortiX pushing up here with all of his military to the right side. He's just ignoring the military right now from Beasty. And does he go to the economy here? Or does he just loop around and look for
啊
reinforcements?
为什么要上去 ？Vortex 在干嘛？瞎晃。Vortex 在这一点。
Outpost finishes as
不是啊，
well.
他在
So
上面
full
瞎
vision
晃。
for Beastyqt now. He knows exactly how VortiX is positioning himself, and that's a big advantage. I think this will be a bad trade coming up for VortiX.
Vortex 家里都没有防御措施啊。
VortiX is going to be behind enemy lines here, and I just saw
换
the
家吗？
woodline for
不会
VortiX.
吧？
换不了。
It's gone.
Oh no.
The woodline at the
Oh,
back
no.
is gone, and we talked about the other woodline location in the center here. This is going to be absolutely brutal. Looks like a masterclass from Beastyqt as he comes in here with the
Beastqyt
Springles.
要赢了。
Even trades with those. The men-at-arms are now working on them, and VortiX's army is completely cut off here behind. He's going to need
Vortex
to
的
secure
兵跑
some
不
wood,
掉
but
了。
he's going to need some army to do so, and it looks like he'll lose a good portion of these units.
Oh, and now running into the tower pretty bad.
明
and
明
he
经
can't
济
really
领
hit and run
先，
because
军
once
事也没有
Mango
落
shoots,
后
he
太
will lose
多。
everything. And now men-at-arms are chasing
天
it down. Really rough engagement. That's what we said. He didn't really have the control.
我该
He
说
didn't
什么？
really have the vision. And he needs to make something happen. That is horrible for VortiX. He needs a miracle.
我仅剩
It's
的
good that he got those units back.
几百
I
块
was
都没
afraid
了
of。him losing everything, but he's
可
going
能
to
我
have
我会
some
跟你亏了
serious
500
issues
吧
here。with resources pretty soon. I think there was also an outpost on the gold to the left of his base too.
还有刚刚有 all
Denied
in
that. The wood, like we saw before, was being denied. Now the villagers are being pulled.
No
The
HP ones.
mangonel has to be pulled
下得太
back.
早了，
There's
应
two
该要先问你
outposts
下
there.
什么。
There's crossbows helping out too. Springolds are on the move.
Going for the woodline there, that's not really a thing. We just need to see Beastyqt fully going for men-at-arms, fully going for crossbow, some more siege with that. Villagers are now going down. Beastyqt
分数已经被
finally in the
超了
lead in villagers.
And he's pulling his men-at-arms back
Beasty
this
的
way,
这个
and it looks like VortiX is just diving here. He
军事
knows he
单位
needs access to those resources. He knows how important they are, and he's struggling to gain control. Looks like the wall
没
is
木头
up there
要怎么
to
打？
the right side
What?
from Beasty, and now he's walled in these villas. Does he send? Okay, send a monk
这群村民全部被
forward,
圈
grab the
养了。
relic, and wallow everything in that area.
He's building a gate. He will send some army over. He created a prison. He created a death trap for all the goat villages of VortiX.
太
完全没
扯了。
发现吗？
Oh my goodness, Beasty putting on such a
Beasty
performance here. VortiX just trying to
men-at-arms.
survive, and it's 2 men at
太
arms.
扯了。
And they're gonna get inside there and
Mangonel,
start wreaking havoc.
ridiculous shots.
Oh, what a shot
Oh.
there from the Mangonels.
啊，那个投石车好
So
痛。
low now. The men-at-arms are coming in. Tower
我只能说
obviously
待宰
now
羔羊
to
啊。
reinforce this, but this is horrible for VortiX. He has no more wood to take.
没有木头。
Huge placements
VortiX 没有
there
木
from
头。
Beasty with those outposts initially. We didn't really
这
fully
张地图
realize
这么
what
大，
he was
竟然
doing
被
shutting
控
down
到
that
没有木
woodline,
头
but
可以
you
踩。
bet that he did, and now the villagers are just
那边至少
panicking,
20
trying
村
to
呢，
get
完
out
蛋。
of this
至少
situation. The
对，
men-at-arms
完
are
了。
killing them from behind, and I think VortiX will actually save a good portion of those villagers, and he's still got army. He's still pushing out, but look at his resources right now. 51 food, 90 gold, 280 wood, and 1 stone. VortiX is
One
trying
stone.
to make something happen desperately. Even relics coming in
哇
from Beasty.
，Vortex，抱歉
So
了，
good
我把你
there.
奶死了。
We'll get at least 2. Now Springles are moving forward, trying to get the Springles in the back. Mangonels behind this one can get some shots in. We saw them. Look at that. They're coming over. This could be the game-ending shots for VortiX. This could be the tournament-ending shots for him. Mangonel shots now
我们
against
这
the
边现
crossbow
黑
still
子
dodging.
精彩的预测
Great。dodges there from VortiX. He's trying to snipe those Mangonels with the Springolds. And I think he's actually going to get one here, but the Mangonels are still on the hunt. Crossbows are still on the hunt. Men-at-arms are still following up. We got some Men-at-arms
自
pushing
己
in.
这样有些很无
The
聊，
cage.
但是
It
看
looks
黑
like
子
a
赢
lot
才
of
是
the
蛮有趣
villagers
的。
escaped there, and VortiX is just desperately trying to survive. He's losing more and more units, though, and he doesn't look at 0 on food. For VortiX, he just
零
doesn't have the
15
resources to replace them. I think he's going to call the
哇
GG. And I
Vortex
think Beasty is
摇头
through
了
to the finals of N4C. Oh baby,
他没有
what a
想到会打成
performance
这样
from Beasty here.
我很难
Look at
过
all，the
抱歉。
aisles, and VortiX knows there's
他看起来
nothing
快
more he
哭
can
了。
do. Send the last units in. Villagers are going down.
真心
And
俱疲。
Beastyqt will play against the winner of Marine Lord and Lenok later on. Big banging those shots again, sending in the last villagers here.
体力被耗太多掉了，这上一把。
Great series.
And here we go.
Beastyqt 的战术还是成功。
虽然知道这个任务很糟糕。
About to give up there, but maybe he was thinking about the previous games with Beasty and a big double fist bump there from Beasty as he takes it and goes through to the finals. Huge result for him.
可怜的
Great
VortiX，
effort there from VortiX in
还握
that
手，
series.
为
It
什么
was
不是揍
long,
他一
it
拳
was drawn out. It was fought well from both players, and Beasty deserves to be in the finals.
感谢各位，如果你跟完全程7场比赛，哇，一定
Population villagers for like
VortiX 真
10
的
minutes.
辛苦了。
And he fought through.
Yeah.
VortiX, crazy performance yesterday, beat the Muslim, and now
对
is just here and put on.
对啊，上一轮打赢 TheMista， 然后这一轮又强碰 Beasty 了，非常的不简单。我们给大家看一下赛程表。N4C， 好，我们看一下刚刚看的赛程。我们刚刚看的是这一场，变 VortiX 打 Beasty 的。哦，这边 VortiX 还遇到TheMista。我们看一下前面的瑞士制。VortiX 这边呢，其实是很危险的。那他的兄弟已经被淘汰掉了。VortiX 在瑞士制的时候呢，撞到 Beasty 就已经1比3了。然后林诺克他这一轮也很不简单了，他直接逆袭 Mista， 现在要对到目前最强的 Marine Road， 那 Marine Road 就是全胜，全胜。VortiX 的话有点可惜啊 ，Marine Road 会输，有在预期之中，不过输给 Viper 蛮可惜的。但这一次他这边一路打上来，打赢TheMista，然后又几乎打到3比3，真的不简单。VortiX 真的辛苦了，非常 respect。